We have something to look at. I can't just look at you guys now. Shit, son. Okay. What is it again? This is Top Bins, where all of our opinions are garbage. Welcome back. My name's Alex. On my right, you can actually see for the first time is Ricky. Let's go. Welcome. On my left, you can actually see for the first time, Jimmy.
How's it going?
Yeah, it actually matters when we look around now. How you going?
There you go. It's all about eye contact here,
It's
mate.
not even us. I'm looking down like usual because I'm nervous and I'm shy.
The camera's come out and he's just got shy. When before he'd just keep rambling, he'd be no problem. The camera comes out,
issues.
it's
Now,
now what
camera,
do I do?
all eyes on him and
Sweating.
shits the bed.
Literally sweating. Thank God that window's open so the 2 degrees breeze. 2 degree breeze rolls in. Shit's sake. Anyway, welcome. If you're a long time listener, at least now you can watch us. You can watch us on YouTube. 4 episodes are going up. You can see some clips on Insta and TikToks. Make sure you go follow us there. All of the links will be in the episode description even. Are you boys excited?
Oh, mate. I'm so glad that now the listeners can see this reno that you've done.
Thank
and
you.
show them this $1 million state-of-the-art facility that we've been talking about and bragging about.
You beat me to it. You actually beat me to it. Every time I'm like, yeah, boys, we renovated. You should see where we started in the garage. It was Kennard's Hire type shit. Like,
I'll never forget the massive storm that we had midway through the podcast. I was like shitting myself thinking, I'm not getting home.
Oh, man.
I'm
Oh, I
not getting
remember
home.
that.
Oh, that was terrible.
Battering against that garage door.
Yeah, we were in the garage for that, weren't we?
Yeah.
No way. Yeah, we're in the garage for that, and it was smashing against the garage door. I'm thinking, if we get struck by lightning, all the power's going out, we're all going to won't just be in. Yes, Will's in. Sorry,
Love
that broke continuity. There's been an all-age 2 late male. Our Starstrucker Will play tomorrow night. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
But no. Generally, wasn't a liar. State-of-the-art facilities. We've got a gym 3 doors down. Technically, is it 3 doors? We go down the hallway. There's 1, 2 doors. The 3rd door is the garage, and that's where the gym is.
He has to count doors because we're in a really big building. There's
Told you, state-of-the-art facility.
There's a lot of
really big room. But no, welcome, boys. We had a couple of weeks off, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to talk to about sport. So speaking to my missus, and she's just like in one ear or the other. Don't blame her because, if anyone knows, if I get started, I don't stop. It's you boys.
Nah, you're all right.
No, I appreciate it.
That's
but
why this podcast exists.
I need an excuse to ramble, and now I can claim it's a hobby, chatting shit every week. Where
People need to hear our opinions
specifically ours. I agree.
Full of facts.
Full of facts. It's all trash, but it's Top Bins.
I might say our opinions are garbage, but that's just so you feel better.
Yeah.
Not us, because we know how factual they are. But anyway, make sure you follow those links that will be posted. There will be plenty of stuff going out. We'll make sure we actually have a proper thumbnail for the episode now, so we can all pose for the camera. That'll actually be on Spotify. Whoever's on it, Anyway, there's a lot going on, so I'm super excited about what's happening. Other than that, as soon as Ricky heard we were on camera, the dickhead had to wear a bloody Queensland jersey, eh?
Yeah, mate.
And I had to get on the side where the man just pops out every time I little.
As soon as I rocked up on site today, mate.
On site,
I see him. I'm like, I'm leaving.
Yeah,
I wanted to leave. I wasn't ready.
As soon as he turns around, you know there's a cowed punch coming. I'm telling you now, I'll smack him. But yeah, I thought, I'd go something tame, the AC Milan kit, because it's kind of chill, kind of neutral. But then, this guy comes in straight after State of Origin. He even mentioned, he's like, oh yeah, what do we chat about this week? State of Origin 3? I was like, yeah, of course, bro. Yeah, no worries. Forgot you're a Queenslander.
Yeah.
Makes my blood boil, eh?
Unfortunately for you guys, I'm a Queenslander, but...
I was like, yeah, true. You can't be too sorry. You fuckers won.
Well, just a little bit of clarification. The name of the series is State of Origin, not State of Where You Live. So I'm a Queenslander by origin, not by where I live.
That's fine. No one asked.
Of course.
Where are you actually? Whereabouts?
Whereabouts what?
In Queensland, do you originate from?
Me?
Yeah.
Brisbane.
Oh, okay.
Did you want the specifics?
No, that's all good. It's all good.
Do you know whereabouts Greg Inglis was originated from?
Wasn't he from Minnow?
Oh,
Yeah, I think it was closer to the Queensland border, but
Oh, I don't know.
New South Wales.
I just know that his mum lives in Minnow. That's all I know.
Does she?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't know that.
yeah, I've heard stories of him being around like Gregory Hills and stuff where we are.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, it was years ago. Someone went to like X Golf, the indoor golf, and when it opened, and Greg was there getting pissed, smacking the balls.
Yeah, good on him.
I agree. It's hectic. Good on him.
I might invite him out to the Gregor one night or something. I don't know.
But he's not doing that up in Brisbane, is he?
Clearly not.
Clearly not. Is that an absolute
I
fraud?
haven't been up there, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh, you're joking. No way. You haven't even been back. Oh. Nah, I'm speechless. I'm gonna every time I look up and look at you, I'm like, this motherfucker.
This smug look.
I just sit here. You can roast me all you want. I just like
That's good, that's
Queenslander.
Oh, mate.
But okay, so as a Queenslander, what's your thoughts on the series? Because I'm sure living in New South Wales, you would have heard all of New South Wales' opinions on the game and the series in a whole.
My opinion on the game was that last game was one hell of a game. Like that's
Great
probably
game.
one of the greatest games that has been at least probably in the last decade that we've seen alone, let alone the series.
Definitely.
And I think the fact that you had missing players from New South Wales, you had missing players from Queensland.
Yeah, you guys down at Munster.
We were out with Munster.
That's right.
We missed someone else apparently, but just not really that much of a difference in comparison to the rest of the team. Whereas like you guys missed Turbo and
Troll Mid.
Yeah, Troll Mid.
Have
you not seen the South Sydney the South Sydney Instagram post? They all go like they all tell them where they're from. They're like
oh no, I haven't seen that
yeah,
yet with their
the junior
kids.
clubs.
Troll Mid.
Yeah. Trolls everyone to like have a sound effect after.
But
anyway,
it is actually interesting to see that even with all those players missing, that probably hands down on paper, if those two players for New South Wales were in that, it'd probably be a washout and they'd probably win, probably all 3 games or at least the first 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, that last game, controversy, had everything controversy, brought back the biff, had fast play, slow play, bit of grubbiness here and there. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
it felt like a classic Origin game.
Exactly. It just had Origin written all over it. Eh?
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
Start to finish.
They always talk about like all the commentators and all the analysts saying like 80s Origin, 90s Origin. It was always the peak. The biffs, just the passion. Like Game 3 was like nothing like compared, I guess, in terms of biffing, but far out. Had so much feeling.
Yeah, it wasn't
So
the best
good.
punch on ever, but
but it was the feeling,
that's right. And the fact
Like,
that
it just got
something
everyone
happened.
engaged, involved, and like.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure you Queenslanders were watching saying, pump that Purdy kid, and then us New South Wales would be like, someone knocked Tino out.
Someone knocked
Oh.
fucking Tito.
I was
I
saying,
hate him now,
I was
eh?
watching the game, like, I'm booking this freaking flights to Suncorp.
I think that's
Kick
the,
it
I
into
think that's the main
Tino.
difference between Queensland and New South Wales in this series is that
Yeah.
like a lot of the New South Wales like players and I watch that carefully, like normally because Queenslanders are known for that, is that like they're quite collaborative, they're very supportive as a group, and you might have the odd sod in New South Wales that are quite supportive of the rest of the team, but I find a lot of the time there is a bit of that separation where the individuals try to shine rather than the greater benefit of the team. And you see that with, for example, when Burton went through Ponga and then Gagai reacts and all that. And even though, Tino's not far, and he gets himself involved, and it takes a while for New South Wales to then, get into the fight. Tino didn't even care, look where the ball was and continue with play. He just left the game altogether to basically take on Burton.
Yeah, I saw another thing. I think it was Gagai when I forget who it was. Whoever the right winger is for Queensland, when he got knocked out early in the game, went down.
Cobbo,
Yeah, I think when everyone was pushing and shoving about that, I know Luai jumped on him and like shouted at the knocked out bloke's face. That's pretty red hot. But but Gagai, like everyone was pushing and shoving, and Gagai dived straight on top of him. So no, I do agree. I think it's as well because for most Queenslanders, that's their pinnacle of the season because most of them aren't actually competing for like the grand final.
Yeah, agree. And if the greatest players from Queensland are probably playing elsewhere out of Queensland state anyway.
That's like Queensland best players. Ben Hunt, he's not winning grand final Dragons.
Munster, DCE,
Even DCE. That's right.
Ponga.
You can say Munster, but yeah, Ponga. He's not going to win anything really at night. So that's their pinnacle. That's their grand final. Where I feel like because it's almost like suffering from success. The Blues players, because they all are still like worried about the rest of their season going forward. It's like, well, if we win this, like Luai and Cleaver will probably go on and win the grand finals. Like, we lost State of Origin. Oh well, we're just gonna go win the grand final anyway, and then everyone will forget. Like at least they will. Whereas like the Queenslanders, it's like this is it. We've got to go now because the next 3 or 4 months is just. It's not really that competitive for them. So yeah, no, I definitely look out from the outside looking in. It does look like the Queensland boys are more together almost.
Yeah, I feel I've always known Queensland in that sense to always have that. They may not always have the best players or the individuals that make the biggest difference in games. I know.
I mean, they did for like almost 10 years.
Yeah, we say that now, but
within
that
the last
was
5 years.
like even if you go back the last decade before that, could you name a side from Queensland apart from the era of Wally Lewis and all them? You couldn't name
Yeah, that's right.
you couldn't name anything else.
No.
But everybody knows all the greatest New South Wales players they've ever been. They've always been probably the favourites to always win the series, except for the Smiths and the Thurstons.
The 8-9 year period.
So I think in that sense, I think Queensland's always had that underdog sort of mentality as a team to try and you're not going to win technically 1 versus 1, so outnumber them, be stronger than them, be more physical and all that kind of stuff.
Tino loves a 2-on-1, doesn't he?
Oh, he loves it.
Oh, come off him. He was just having him a headlock,
idiot.
try and make sure he doesn't get
Just
hurt anymore.
Make sure he can't breathe. Fucking.
Yeah, no, it's a good.
Make
Just
sure
try
he
to
can't throw any more punches back.
Well, to be fair, if he had him in a headlock, he could have easily just clobbered him a few if he wanted to.
Tino Argyle's
But he
first. You heard it here.
Imagine if he did though.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Yeah,
he didn't.
that would've
So,
been bad.
like, people have a go at him that he, had him in a headlock, and I agree. I think he should have been at least put in the bin for that. There's obviously talks about him trying to have been sent off, but I think the referee made a good call in terms of Gagai and Burton.
Oh, I agree for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Tino could have been in the bin, could have been sent off. It's up to like referee's discretion there.
I think he got sent off, and he didn't throw punches, so there's really no
there's the
grounds.
argument of that.
Had him in a headlock, but to be honest, putting Burton in a headlock might have been the best thing for his safety.
Yeah.
Because he copped the first hit, and he was in la la land. He was throwing air bombs. Like people keep saying that. Oh, Tino ran in, and it was like 2-on-1. No, there was a good like 5-6 seconds. It was 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was Burton and Gagai, wasn't it?
Yeah, Gagai.
Yeah, that was swinging. Gagai hit the first one on Burton's chin, rocked him straight away. So the best thing for Burton was probably Tino came in.
Yeah,
That's
like
what we're talking
5
about.
seconds in, like he didn't look good. You'd think
No.
there's cases like let him have it, but at the same time, I don't know if it was gonna get better for him.
No,
I think it was gonna
no.
go downhill from there.
Yeah,
I
even though
reckon Gagai would have a good run of money with what's his name, the bloke from New South Wales, Paul Gallen. In a boxing ring with.
I don't know.
Yeah. I reckon Gagai's got him.
You think Gagai's got the G train?
Oh,
G
mate,
train.
easy. What G train got?
yeah, slap a headgear on G-Train and Gagai just sees red. Let me at him. But no, it's good. Yeah, I was going to mention, does Turbo and Troll make a difference? But, you guys were missing Munster, and also if my auntie had a penis, it'd be my uncle. So, shoulda, coulda, woulda, I guess. But yeah, I'm missing Turbo and Troll. That was always going to be a massive loss. Do you think Troll should have played Game 3?
No, in hindsight, obviously.
With the beauty of hindsight, of course.
Hindsight, but no, the right decision was not to play him, especially when he came out and said, "I'm ruling myself out." So that kind of settled that.
What do you reckon, Ricky? Do you think Troll would have been the
I reckon
difference?
he would have made the biggest difference in that game. Think about it. You're not going to get Teddy out of fullback.
No.
Probably, I reckon Fitty made the wrong decision with having Burton and Crichton to be the centres, and I think dropping Jack Whiten was probably the wrong thing to do. Could have been the universal player.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Where he could have played, 5/8, could have played, he could even play the second row, could play anywhere. He's just that good of a player that can do everything. So I think he should have kept Jack Whiten on the bench, bring Burton in. I think that was an okay decision in that case, although you had probably one bomber game from him, which...
Yeah.
And then
That's
if
as
you have
clear as
Latrell
game management, but yeah, anyway.
changing over for Crichton instead, I think you'd have a much stronger centre lineup anyway.
Yeah, I think if there was that one moment in the second half where Crichton was on his own 10-metre line and threw the ball back into the goal line, I feel like
That was the wackest thing ever.
it was the wackest thing ever. We all know Jack Wyden wouldn't have done it, and that's why the conversation come up. I think if he didn't do that, we wouldn't be talking about it as much, because I don't think Wyden offers that much an attack.
No, I think it's probably more for his utility role.
But that moment where Crichton did throw that ball over is where it just...
And Talakot dropped the ball like 2-3 times.
Yeah.
It was just a knock-on effect of not picking Whiten.
We just couldn't get out of our end.
I think Whiten just brings that Jake Trebojevic. Is Jake? Yeah, Jake Trebojevic.
Just hard work consistently.
Ugly work, but gets it done.
He's
And,
an
he
ugly
doesn't,
fella.
and he's very
ugly
consistent.
fellas always bring ugly work. But
100%.
We love it.
Love a good
We
ugly
need
bloke.
a good ugly trucker.
Ugly trucker.
Need it. Every good football team has one.
But no, I agree with you, Jimmy. I think even with hindsight, no one knew Troll was going to come back this good, because right now for South, he's killing it.
He's been...
He's looking like one of the best players in the comp already.
for his comeback.
For his comeback.
Hard to say he isn't right now.
I agree. But with the beauty of hindsight, you'd be like, yeah, no, I should have brought him back. But at the time, I agree. I think it was the right decision to just chill. Yeah, I won't pick you because, what if he goes back in and then he has a shocker and and we lose. At least now there's like, because let's say he does get picked, Fitty picks him, and then he loses. That's even worse than like sticking to your guns and. Yeah, I just think it would have looked a whole lot worse if Troll came back in and we lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Because now we can say, you guys are missing Munster, but we were missing Troll Mitt and Turbo.
But don't forget, we had Munster in game 2, and I think he was quite poor, to be honest. So
I think his Queensland team was poor.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
that wasn't
they were
necessarily
asleep for like a whole half, essentially, in New South Wales.
New South Wales always turn up on those neutral grounds.
I don't know why.
The Perths, the Melbournes, we always
get me to
Adelaide. It's
Adelaide.
not just we win convincingly.
I have a controversial question for you.
Okay.
Do you think that Origin should be played only in New South Wales and Queensland?
Fuck yes.
Yes.
No doubt in my mind.
Why are they going to other states? I don't understand.
It's easy for us to say because we live in Sydney and it's like we always get a game or two, and like same in Brisbane. I know there's other fans in Melbourne and Victoria, but I mean like, it's stupid. It's state of origin. Would Western Bulldogs in the AFL play a game in Sydney just because they might have some fans here?
I don't know, but I'm just thinking if you want to put the games in Victoria, you want to put the games in Perth, you got to make a team of your state.
I agree. And enter a team. I know it makes state of origin. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. But I know that the games do sell out over there. But that's because a lot of people from Sydney and Brisbane travel there.
It's one game a year too.
It's one game a year, and it's just I also think a grand portion of that crowd is still Sydney and or not even necessarily Sydney and Brisbane, like New South Wales and Queenslanders traveling to go to that neutral ground. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's stupid. I also am under the opinion that State of Origin shouldn't be a midweek Wednesday game because all it does is the best teams suffer from success and they miss their best players, and it just makes NRL a shitter product for 2-3 months.
The COVID year where they had it at the end of the year, I thought that was amazing. It's a good time of year.
Yep.
The players aren't being disruptive with their clubs and their club footy. And it was Sundays and
3 Sundays in a row, some shit like that. I'm pretty sure.
Good day.
And if they get hurt, they've got the next 4 months to recover, so the players can just play.
I think it just made sense.
There's nothing to lose at that point at club level.
Yep.
I know that the national thing is a bit spontaneous when they play their games, but yeah, you don't lose anything in that sense. But yeah, player of the series. Do you agree or disagree?
Carrigan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Carrigan.
I think if Blues won, it probably would have been Cleary. But Queensland, I would have to say Carrigan because I can't think of any other
I reckon
player.
Teddy would have got for New South Wales if they won.
Teddy was
the only consistent guy
over 3 games.
He was consistent with his running meters, but he didn't have that impact that Cleary and Luai had in that game 2, and obviously game 1 and 3, no one had that much impact. That was the issue. Carrigan, even in that game 2, he was the one that didn't really miss any tackles, made like 40 plus.
It wasn't really his fault per se.
And then he also just played well in general.
Yeah.
All throughout the series. So I'm happy he got it.
Yep. As a Queenslander, I'm sure you're happy that Ponga is shit for his club, but he's a superstar for
Can only play what you got.
Yeah.
Can only play what you got.
True.
I'm telling you, put Billy Slater in that back line for Newcastle.
Yeah.
He's not playing anywhere near as half as he can.
Just because he's $1 million player, which I disagree with, but if that's his contract, so he's $1 million player. Having $1 million player on the team and having shit around him is just not it.
Just like when, like a couple of years ago, DCE was like when he first signed as like the $1 million player for Manly. There was like a period where everyone was shitting on DCE, saying he's not good enough to be a $1 million player.
It's the
but
team
he's
stuff around
good
him.
enough. It's just the team around him. He's just crap.
Exactly.
100%. DC is $1 million man. He's comfortably a top 3 halfback in the comp, and he has been for the last 10 years.
And I think Origin showed Ponga's worth that money, but I think the fact that it's 3 games doesn't do any justice. You've got a full season to play.
He needs the toolkit, as in he needs those forwards, and he needs good halfbacks as well to really unlock his game. Like if he doesn't have that, which he definitely doesn't at the Knights.
No, not at all.
Very far. Like Knights have a decent forward pack, but halves are below mediocre, and they can't. Like he can't do it all.
The only good player from Newcastle I'd take other than Ponga, I think, is Saifidi.
I
And
think
he
both
came for New South
Saifidis.
Wales and he did freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Jacob Saifidi in game
Weapon.
3. He was
He came on
unbelievable.
and monstered it.
yeah.
Saifidi, he absolutely killed it.
When he came on, and then probably until 10 minutes into the second half, I thought he made the difference. I honestly thought during that time we'll win this game easily.
Oh, I completely agree. He just came on and changed the mood because he came on and he just played like, oh, we actually need to win this game.
Yeah, like I know obviously Harry Grant, for example, he's not a forward in that sense. He's a, what do you call it, a lock or hooker, whatever it is. But he gives me, like, what Saifidi did gave me the cookie kind of feel. Just take the game in your own hands. Like, obviously they don't play the same, but he took the game by the scruff of the neck and just made something out of it.
Yeah, same kind of player. They come on and they know I have a job to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's do the job.
He's very crafty. I think it was a good plan having him come off the bench while the forwards are tied. We stole the idea with Cook, but we just didn't do it the way they did, I guess. I don't know. I felt like by the time Cook came on, the game was already over.
How many years has Fittler been coach now?
5.
5, yeah.
He's won 3 out of the 5.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy to say after one loss, get rid of him.
Yeah.
But if he's won 3 out of 5, it's kind of like, yeah.
I saw a stat line with Turbo's win the last 8 Origins.
Yeah.
It's like played, win.
Yep.
Didn't play, lost.
Yep.
That's
win,
right.
Lost. When he does,
That's right.
He's the difference. He's just
Massively. Even Trollmit being out.
He's just so much. It's too much strike you're missing out on.
I agree. I think and it's bigger for Trell and Turbo missing out more than Munster because I think Trell and Turbo offer more. They're like Munster's a great player.
No, I agree. They're different players, but there's one that's a sole focus, and if he doesn't work, then nothing really works. Whereas the other two, you know, if everything else around doesn't work, they still can make something happen.
But it's similar with Munster, with Latrell and Turbo. Like, there's not many players in the comp where you can give them the ball and they can just make something happen out of nothing.
Yeah,
and that's what, like, all 3 of them offer that. That's why there's such big misses when they're not playing. But Queensland got it done without Munster, so.
Huge. Yeah, huge.
Not good.
But Ashley Klein refereed that game.
I do.
Speaking of Ashley Klein recently, this is...
What's he doing in the bunker anyway? Isn't he?
They all do that.
That's weird.
They all will like referee a center and then they'll take turns in the bunker and it's sort of just like... Because there's a first grade team of referees.
Yeah.
And they sort of like interchange and just do whatever's going. I mean, it's better than when Luke Patton was in the bunker, I can tell that much.
I don't know.
Yeah, but this... We won't go too in depth about it because it's probably been rung to the shit house by the time this is posted on Tuesday and the game was Sunday. That's shocking that Cowboys, Tigers, much as I fucking hate the Tigers, I also just don't like the rules not being followed. That was fucking ludicrous that after 80th minute that the Cowboys challenged a call that wasn't made.
It's not good for any team to get literally robbed of a game in the last dying seconds. It's bearable if it's Tigers, but...
That's right. I agree. It's bearable.
You know, as an NRL fan, I'm not happy about it.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Not happy.
I just don't understand how, like, so for the moment we're recording, in the last 24 hours, the guy that's in charge of the NRL board or whatever his name is, I don't know.
Graham Annesley.
Yeah.
He's actually come out and said that Tigers were robbed. Like, that says a lot. That speaks volumes for the fact that not only was the call wrong because there was no call made, then so essentially he gets tackled on the buzzer or whatever it is, or the hooter, and then it's essentially game over. You can't reverse any decision at that point. And then they challenge a no penalty, no call. I don't know. I don't understand how that works.
I don't know. The referee was kind of just like, someone's like, I'm challenging it. The referee's like, what are you challenging? And then he said it. He's like, yep, sweet, you can challenge that. I was like, the referee didn't make a decision on the field to be challenged. That's what was so like mind-boggling. And then the fact that it still went through and that was the final decision. Come on, man.
Yeah, like you can see he was like trying to talk to the bunker, like seeing what they hear. Like they can't hear because all the players are yelling at him. He's trying to walk away.
Understandable. Those earpieces aren't that loud.
And then I see Townsend walks up to him and the ref just goes, "You want to challenge that?" And it sounds like, "Yeah, challenge it." And he goes, "Yep." And goes,
it's like the referee gave him the option to.
It was just a really confusing period. And then like we're watching the replay before the Ashley Klein made any decision. Everyone's got the same idea. Like Kyle Felt just runs into him.
That-
Almost pretty much dives and wants to make
Both
contact with
players
him.
were looking up from the
Yeah.
kickoff. At
Everyone
no
had the
point
same
they dropped their
idea.
eyes.
Everyone thought this game's over. The commentators were saying, "Yep, that's the game will be
It was
done."
a slam dunk, easy, nothing. Like there was nothing to be called.
Shocking,
and
hey?
they make something out of nothing.
And then
It's where they try to make themselves look like heroes.
literally,
They literally made something out of nothing, and like of all teams, like you're right, it's only bearable because of the Tigers. But if there was any other like bottom team, we're like, oh, they're gonna beat second place. Holy shit, this is a great mid-season fairy tale story. There's actually like something for this fan base to look forward to. Oh, psych. No, better luck next week. And the Tigers of all teams who are just super like shit all the time, they need something to look forward to because now they have all this week to just complain about it. Because I don't work with any Tigers fans for. Holy fuck.
What are Cowboys coming in the ladder?
Second.
They're up there, aren't they?
yeah.
They're
And
still.
the fact that arguably the worst team in the comp
Yeah.
could have technically beaten them on merit.
Yeah.
That
I don't
speak.
know.
That's what I'm saying. It speaks
But,
volumes.
They really could have won, like without even if they consider that penalty. Their last try, that kick was not really on the side. It was kickable, you know.
Yeah.
You missed the kick, but still.
I know every team has their bad day. Just ask Parramatta.
Mm.
They'll beat the top teams, no sweat. But you play against anyone in the bottom eight, and they're like, whoa, get all shaky and shit. Like, whoa. But it's just, just from you're right, from an NRL fan point of view, it's like that's a shit fight. From a Tigers fan, I couldn't even imagine it. If they were the Bulldogs, I'd be trotting down to NRL HQ and having a couple words because that is absolutely shocking. There was no decision. I just can't get over the fact that there was no decision to challenge, and then everyone, the commentators and everyone there, like the Cowboys players, were like, yeah, oh well, unlucky.
They
Copped an L
challenged it,
this
but they
week.
even knew that they weren't going to win it.
No,
That's what I don't
something
understand.
to do,
It was
just
a Hail
something.
Mary, yeah.
100%.
And then
Their
it went
prayers
to
were
the
answered.
And it goes to the
claim
bunker.
through.
It
Yeah.
go like it's not just one set of eyes that looks at it. There's
Yep.
multiple set of eyes apart on top of the referee, the touchies that have seen it live.
Yep.
You go through multiple of other eyes, then Klein, and it's just like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna have a different opinion to what actually happened.
That's what like.
The
But
camera doesn't lie.
the only thing people get the shits with is like, so a player has a shit week, they get dropped.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah.
The NRL referees, there's no. I know. I wish the NRL referees weren't named, and that's just because they sort of make a name for themselves with doing shit like this. People want to know who's making these shit decisions. I wish it was like I couldn't name you a single NBA referee. I couldn't name you a single NFL referee. I couldn't even, apart from like, Mike Dean in the Premier League, I couldn't tell you another Premier League referee. Like I don't know. Or I probably could if like you mentioned someone I would know, but like I'd be like, yeah, whatever. They're just a referee.
Yeah.
How come in NRL the referees are so villainized? I always thought that, but now I'm like, no, I understand because they do it to themselves half the time.
Well, to us here, it doesn't. That, like for example, I'll give you an example. The Premier League for us here, it doesn't really make. We don't really take too much interest in the referees over there. But apparently in England, in the Premier League, they have an app that tells them when a certain referee referees a certain team, certain things always happen, or statistically things happen more often than not.
Because it was like
And
last season. Whoever Arsenal had most weeks, you guys went on like a
red
winning
cards.
streak.
Well, there was one that was red cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, then there was one that's the winning streak, and it was like we weren't winning like 3 or 4-0. We went on winning streak of 1-0, and it was controversial goals.
Yeah. It was like 8 or 9 games in a row you guys Arsenal won with that same ref. And
Yeah.
that was the game against United. Remember that at the end of the season? Arsenal versus United. Ronaldo scored and Arsenal won 3-2. Arsenal got that shocking decision VAR for their penalty.
Yes.
That was that
The
referee
same referee, I don't know
that
his
like
name, but I know
Arsenal
what it
had,
looks like.
and they won 8 games in a row with him, and it was all like controversial wins.
So
It's
fun.
like every
So-
game that we've been refereed with Mike Dean in the last 3 years, there's been a red card.
Hectic.
Yeah.
But like, it's just I could tell you most of the NRL referees, and it's probably not for a good thing.
No.
It sucks, man. But there's no, and it feels like as an NRL fan they get away with it. There's a good chance they probably do get dropped to like the New South Wales Premier League or the Premiership, whatever it is. But it never comes out, and we never actually see the consequences. I think that's why most people get pissed off because I know that NRL referees do get punished, but it's never public information. But I think if what they're doing is public, the consequences need to be public too. So as much as like a player gets suspended for a week or two, then our referees need to be like, yep, they've been dropped to just the bunker for a week or two, or maybe they've been dropped to the touchline, or they need, like, I think people in the NRL fans get so shitty with it because, yeah, there might be consequences, but it's not known to the public fan.
Yeah, and I think I'm playing devil's advocate here, but I think the other side of the argument is, well, they're human too. They can make a mistake.
Of course. But I
Now,
mean,
they make that mistake. Do you take away their livelihood or their source of income? No, but then there has to be a punishment.
you can't find them. No way.
Well, but the thing is, you have to think about it. Like, they're one person, they make a mistake, but they're costing not just players. They're not costing just a coach. They're costing a club, not just points, sponsorship money, everything, because they lose, win. And I'm gonna put this just randomly out there. They're losing punters' money too. All right, so
yeah, I know.
It's honestly a big thing. It's actually a big thing.
You know, and I'm telling you, if punters know that certain referees are refereeing certain teams, they always will make sure they punt on the opposition team.
You know, Tigers were $9 odds to win.
There you go. See,
$9.
Someone put $10 on him. Or
As soon as you
$100
bring
on him.
gambling,
exactly right.
I'm like, if you only gamble if you have the money to lose.
Exactly.
So
and
yeah, but I want to
doesn't
lose
matter.
on merits. I want to lose on merits.
they're not the priority.
I
It's
hate
more,
that.
It's,
No.
The issue is, especially with these bottom teams, like, wins will keep jobs for some of those coaches.
For sure.
and
They'll
staff
win contracts
and
for the
players.
players.
But
Yep.
it's all, yes, you've got the whole monetary side to it. You've also got, the obligation of, your coach continues to keep his job. You've got the employment that continues. You've got more people then being drawn to that side because they get on a winning streak instead of being disappointed every week. But you just have, just the simple things, like your motivation of your players, your confidence of your players and your coach, your fans backing you constantly after, they can see, for example, the Dogs. At the start, people were having a go at them and they had problems with them, but they can actually see, maybe they're not getting their results, but every week you can see that they're trying so hard. They get results.
Improvement every week.
They might get killed. They might lose. They might win, but you can see no matter what, they're trying so hard from start to finish. They may not have the team Melbourne do or Penrith do, but they're trying.
No. Yeah, and I'm like, Bulldogs can have been growing on their results, where Tigers can't even get that first foot.
There you go.
They can't even get that first stepping stone because they're about to beat second place, and Ashley Klein said, "Fucking Solana, mate. See you next week."
You guys remember Kevin Proctor from Titans?
Yeah.
Got released, didn't he?
He's been released by the Titans for vaping on the
dumb-
sideline this week.
I heard he got released, but I had no idea why.
Yeah, it's for vaping. No, he had a vape at half time.
Yeah.
But the big issue is that with not his vaping,
It's in the stadium. You can't.
it's illegal to vape or smoke indoors.
Just find him. What the fuck's the problem?
Oh, he's going to Super League next season.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
okay.
he's out of favour. He's barely in the club.
Yeah.
Like, honestly,
I
like.
was like, if there's anybody else, they just get a
No,
fine. They're
they
not
said-
banned from the stadium or
They
anything.
needed some excuse to get rid of him. He was,
Oh.
he
That's
was
right.
a captain last year, but he
It
shit.
sounds like Sal's and
shit.
Buddy Reynolds. Oh my god.
Yeah, they essentially just need an excuse to be like, go take an early holiday. Or go to England
Well, I
house
didn't see
hunting.
the footage. So, did he do this on the sideline or inside?
No,
the
it
sheds
wasn't
or-
footage. He took like an Instagram story. Hold on, I'll try and find it while we're
Footy
chatting
players
shit.
are not meant to be in social media
he-
spotlight. Honestly,
He took like an Instagram selfie and been like not vaping at half time and him vaping. I'm like, brother, he's like a 30-something-year-old
Okay,
man
you
as
know
well.
what? This sounds like
No, I back
a
that.
mutual agreement between him and the club. Like, hey, I don't want to play anymore.
Oh
The
man,
Titans obviously don't want him to play anymore. It's like, all right, let's make a scheme.
honestly, it's one of the funniest things ever. Like, but the fact that
This
he's
is a
like,
wool pool. This is on purpose. There's no way. Like, I know he's not. He doesn't strike me as the brightest footy player, but at the same time, like, this is.
but he
beyond
took a
stupid.
Snapchat like someone. he took an Instagram. Kevin Proctor took an Instagram story like he was someone in year 8. Not vaping in the bathrooms at lunchtime. Not vaping halftime of an NRL footy game I'm being paid to be at. I was like,
Jesus.
brother, no chance.
Oh,
You reckon that's why his voice is so raspy? It's because he's fucking
It's on the vapes.
on the vapes constantly.
4 vapes a day.
that might explain Darren Lockyer then.
Oh,
Maybe. Maybe.
OG.
Well, I just think he's Queenslander, so he's going to be inbred or something.
Oh, here we go.
Sort
Well,
through
that's pretty sour coming
licking
from you. That means you
toads.
lost to them. That's even worse.
It is. It's, it happens, but
What do we reckon of the Dal Finucane suspension?
that's so. I don't know.
No way.
Reckless, but
It was the way I explained the Dal Finucane headbutt on Stephen Crichton to someone today was the Perez and not the second Mercedes driver.
Oh, Russell.
Russell. I forgot his name. Perez and Russell They had a racing incident on the weekend
Right.
because it wasn't anyone's fault. It was
Yep.
a racing incident.
Yep.
This was an NRL incident. It was no one's fault. So Crichton grabs the ball, hesitates which way he's going because he sees this fucking steam train of Dale Finucane coming at him.
You know, you players, you go as a defensive unit. Finucane
Shot
himself
out
like a train.
180 k's an hour.
Do you remember when Townsend went to put a shot on Ponga,
Ponga,
and he wasn't ready?
Yeah.
A little similar to that.
It was. He just beeline for him. But the thing is,
it wasn't a head. Like he didn't use his arm to hit his
No,
head.
he-
It was
head. Head.
yeah,
He literally.
head to head.
But he didn't lead with the head because so Crichton hesitated, and then Finucane didn't have time to be like, "Fuck, which way is this guy going? I need to put my head on aside." He was going that quick, and Crichton was hesitating, so he just didn't put his head left or right for the tackle, and just went bang on fucking Crichton's head. But it was just like happened so quick as well.
Yeah.
And somehow chopped half his ear off doing it.
Split his ear.
They're coming up with like I was watching something with is it Christian Welsh or whatever he's from Storm.
Yeah, Christian Welsh. I think
Yeah.
he's on 100% footy or something.
Yeah, he was saying something about how all these new rules and all these based on these new tackling techniques and it
Like
just
the hip drop and shit like
yeah,
that.
but like all those different things, they come into the same thing. Like the
It's been
referees
around
are
forever.
overcomplicating these
100%.
things.
Yeah.
When I understand safety first, head injuries, there's obviously
Definitely.
the long-term effects of it, but like stuff like that, common sense. You
Yeah,
can see that
that's the word,
it's
bro.
gone so fast. Like
Common
okay,
sense.
you're watching it the whole time, right? I get
Yeah.
it. But the player that's going to make the tackle and the person that's running the ball, they see it for a split second, and
Yep.
what they're supposed to.
They go off instinct.
And they watch it at 15 times
Slow motion, all that
And they
shit.
go, oh yeah, nah, they did this. Like he had less than a second to think about
That's
what
right.
he was doing
That's right.
there.
And it wasn't even a penalty. The referee on the field had common sense and was like, "Yep, head clash. It is what it is. Yep, clear you play it while Crichton's getting treatment."
There's nothing
The
that
job done.
pisses me off more when it's like they're trying to save a tackle in their try line. The guy like tries to burrow his way through, but then like trying to stop him from doing that, they're
Yeah, put
trying
their
to
hands
lower
low.
themselves, and like the guy headbutts his arm or
Yeah,
something.
that's right. Yeah,
And then it's a
High tackle.
sin bin. Bye.
You know what?
Yeah.
That
Like,
reminds me of
honestly.
I think about 5 years ago or 6 years ago. What's his name? Vinavalu when he was playing for Melbourne.
Vinovalu.
I think it was the first time he ever
Fiji
played for
fly.
Melbourne.
The Fiji.
He literally caught the ball from the kickoff.
Yeah.
First line he got, he jumped knee height at
Yeah.
like the opposition.
Oh, I remember they tried to jump
Yeah.
over him.
I
Yeah.
was I
Yeah.
was like, it's not NFL, bro. It's not a basketball.
Full-blown assaulted the guy.
And the
I
referee
remember
just
that.
was like, referee just caught it, like, whatever. And he's like, Vinny, you can't do that. You can't do that. Hand over. And it's just like, why can't I do that? Why can't
Brother, he's flying knees so he like Falcon kicked the bloke. Brother, I understand. It was whack.
Oh, but
I
it
remember
was
that.
it was an NRL incident.
No, NRL incident. You're right. Where did the Fijian flyer end up?
He's actually
Union now?
killing in Union.
Union,
I think
didn't
it's,
he? Yeah,
who?
Yeah, because he got signed for a bag, eh?
The Force man. No, I can't remember. I couldn't tell you which.
Because it was like him and Radradra went to Union because they were getting paid fucking loads. I don't know. I haven't heard of them since because I don't watch Union.
I think Vitavar has actually been really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's getting picked for like rep teams and stuff still. So.
hectic. No, it's good to
Yeah.
see. But just the thing with the Dale Finucane incident pisses me off that it was picked up post game, but then like Kikau had a shoulder charge that game that wasn't called during the game, but it's blatant as fuck, and that's not even looked at.
Panthers bias.
It is.
I was literally, you took the words out of my mouth.
Panthers bias.
That's all like, but it sucks because Panthers are hands down the best team in the comp.
Yeah.
They are clear. But when shit like this happens, that's when we start going, Panthers bias, are they actually that good? And we start actually second guessing how good they are because they get the rub of the green.
Just puts a bad taste in it, like
It does.
You know they're the best, but like it's just giving us,
You like to
giving
give
us
an excuse.
reasons to dissect.
Yeah,
them.
that's
Have
right.
Have you like noticed like every other team they've like got to cry for penalties and like they're like it's almost like when Penrith get like they know there's gonna be a penalty like that hasn't been called yet, they're just like they just look at the referees
It's
like
coming.
it's almost
Yeah.
it almost reminds me of when Cameron Smith was playing. It was like he knew the penalty.
Always
that was a
put
penalty,
his hands
and
up,
he just looked at the
everything,
referee.
yeah.
And the referee's like, "Oh, you're appealing for it. Okay, penalty.
That's
I don't
a-
know why I missed it, but because you think it is, I'll call it."
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. We only notice that though because they are the pinnacle of like.
Well,
the team.
yeah.
So, like because we watch them the most. Like you're not going to notice a Titans player doing that. 'Cause
No.
fuck watching that. Honestly, Sunday was a shit day for footy. Like honestly, like Titans vs Bulldogs. If I wasn't Bulldog supporter, I wouldn't be watching that game. Would not be watching that game in a million years. And the Tigers Cowboys game was supposed to be a shit game. It only ended up being good, but the fixture wise, it looks shocking. But like you only notice it from the best teams because like they are the best teams and you watch them the most. And it's just like, yeah, it gives us excuses for why they're the best. We know they're the best because they're the best team, but when this shit happens, it's like, oh no, they're only the best because the referees helped them. But all it does is put a shit stain on them, and that's not the referee's fault. It's the post-match judiciary bloody. I don't know. They obviously watched it back to see the Finucane incident. Watch it back and watch the Penrith players do similar shit and get away with it. It's just, it just makes it frustrating. But
with the NRL, with the ladder, Melbourne have gone 4 games now. 4 games in, I think, I don't know when was the last time that's ever happened.
I was going to say, we probably should have had a look.
Well, they said the last time they lost 3 games in a row was 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
So 4, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was it? When was Storm made? 1999 or 1998?
Probably.
That's probably then. That's my guess.
My question then would be, do you see them still making
the 8?
They
make the 8.
Sorry, not the 8, like the
Oh, no,
finals.
fuck, not the grand final, no way.
No?
I reckon it'll be Penrith South. I'm
You
calling
reckon
it now.
Penrith South?
Penrith South make the grand final. It'll be rematch, and Troll Mitt will be back, and South will get the dub, just based off fucking a passionate Troll Mitt.
I like to see Storm against these shitter sides. They got Warriors this week, and then I think Titans.
Yeah, they'll bounce back.
I want
off
to see,
those two.
I think if they get some confidence, they'll be back in the fray. But I wouldn't surprise me saying, like, they've been going this well. Like, Cowboys could possibly make it all the way. It would not
I was gonna say
surprise me.
I think Penrith and Cowboys, and the only reason I'm saying that is discipline for Tromit.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's the
risk.
only thing that's
Can
in
it
my head.
sustain without him punching somebody? Like,
But
always
that's
a risk.
him. That's what makes him. That's his mannerism. Like without that, that's not Latrell. It's just another
honestly,
player.
I'm calling it now. It's crazy as fuck, but they put Roosters and South on the last round for a reason to try and bait Troll Mid out so he misses the grand
Joey
final.
Manu to Troll Mid.
Yeah.
If Manly keep winning their games along with Roosters, along with Raiders, like Roosters are gonna put their heart and soul into that game because that could be
definitely
that could knock them out.
That's right. It's honestly it's looking
So
good.
I really hope all these teams just keep going until that last round. So it's like
combust.
Like,
I just want to say big explosion.
That top 8 could be completely different by between.
Well, there's 4
25
teams equal points on eighths right now, and that Roosters South game is the first game at SFS.
I honestly think it's going to be more than 4 teams by the end because I think Eels. I think they have a very high chance.
Eels can be so good, but they're so shit at the same time.
24 points now, 4 points clear, but their draw is horrendous.
Yep.
Very bad. Rabbitohs are playing good footy, so I think they'll be fine, but their draw is also horrendous.
Sharks will have an easy run to the end of the season.
Yeah, I think Sharks are good.
They can always be a dark horse. Nick Irons can always turn up like he did at the start of the season and just carry. Talakai can always show like he did against Manly and just carry a half, and that's enough. But I'm super excited that it's not
a really good year for footy.
Like Penrith. Honestly, let's be honest, Penrith probably win.
That's the issue. Like, we know who's winning it most likely, but
it's good that
it is a 1-horse race at this moment.
Yes. But it's good there are options, and it's optimistic that they can just slip up a game, and because finals a different beast, or you just lose one game and you're fucked.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that there's other teams knocking on the door. Compared to other years.
I'm actually surprised when we talk about horses. There is one team knocking on the door that
Broncos.
Yeah. I thought they'd only just make the 8. I said at the start of towards the first few episodes, Broncos.
Shit. Cowboys and Broncos were both like bottom 8. I had Broncos and Cowboys down like the Bulldogs at the start of the season. I was like, what the fuck?
I think Broncos they will make the 8. I don't think they challenge top 4.
No, I don't think so.
You reckon?
Nah, not top 4, but
maybe against like Cowboys. Like they always have good games against Cowboys, but
I think they've got an easy run except for having Roosters in the last couple of games. They've got Tigers, Warriors.
They make finals for sure.
Yeah,
they make finals for sure. But I just don't think when it comes to the finals footy, I don't think they will challenge.
Because did Broncos finish the 8 last year?
No, they were towards.
So they should be happy they're there. To be honest.
Same with Cowboys. Same with Sharks.
True.
Wait, Sharks make No, I don't think they did.
No,
maybe 8. I think they came 8.
Did they only just beat South? Was it?
Who, Sharks?
Yeah.
Last week?
Yeah. No. To the 8 last year.
No, South's made the 8 convincingly.
Sharks beat someone like on the last day to make the 8 or something like that.
I think it might have been Dragons.
Maybe it was Dragons. Okay, maybe I have my faction. I don't know. I can't remember.
Because I know Titans was 7th, I think. Para, Manly, 5th and 6th.
Because I'm pretty sure like it was like 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 was all like, depending how the results went on that weekend, determined whether he was making the 8. Yeah,
that's hectic. But no, I'm just super optimistic about like the next 12 months of footy. It's gonna be super exciting
for sure.
We'll get in a bit of football chat. Man, honestly, before we get into the football chat, I will let you know we are doing a FPL. The fantasy. We got a what's the podcast called again? Top Bins. We have a Top Bins league, so that'll be in the description too. It should be unlimited, so just join and it'll be total points comp. So that'll be the Top Bins league, and we'll just see who comes first in that. I don't know. Winner will get a big cuddle, I guess. And if you're at home and you don't actually know us, then I'll email you a cuddle, I guess.
Poke you on Facebook.
Yeah, that's right. Nice to see you. Good job. I saw you there. So yeah, we're definitely doing that. That'll be in the description. So if you want another fantasy to join that. Fuck. I'll go back to my point of just desperation. I just want football back, Like,
it's coming.
Both my teams, United, I'm not optimistic about their season at all. Sin FC, not optimistic about their season at all. But at least give me games to watch,
For sure.
I don't care if they. I do care if they lose, but at least I just want to see them play. I just don't even care if they're shit anymore. I just want to see them play. And I'm so glad that CNFC is back at SFS.
Yeah,
Fuck, give me out of Cogra. I don't care if it's double the travel.
Nah.
I don't care.
I disagree. I think Cogra, it goes obviously SFS, but then I think Cogra. I'll even take SCG. I'll take anything over Leichhardt. The fact that Leichhardt can get a good atmosphere, but the fact that there's barely anything to do anything around there. There's no facilities. 2.5 hours one way. You can't even park there.
You can't.
Parking's doghouse,
to get there by public transport is a nightmare.
Yeah. You got to walk up the hill and shit. I don't know.
Scrap Leichhardt. That thing does not belong in New South Wales at all. That's something something happens in Melbourne or in Queensland.
100%. But the thing is, the tram to get from like Central Station to Leichhardt now, that's busted. They're redoing.
Exactly.
I'm like, man. So the only public transport they really had to get to Leichhardt is cooked. So I really hope that all our games are at SFS and just stay there.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm so excited for the new stadium. But yeah, my two teams, CNFC and United.
Have you been watching their games?
To be honest, no. I actually didn't. I've been super busy. I haven't watched any of the United's trials. But that leads me to my first point. Does preseason results even matter? Or is it just a big fitness thing? Because to me, results don't matter in preseason. It's literally just all about getting on the ball and getting match fitness back. I don't give a shit about the results.
I think some games can matter. I think, say United versus obviously your A-League All-Stars or whatever like that.
Oh, it gives a shit.
Even just like teams from other leagues, I guess it doesn't matter. I think like the top teams playing each other that play in the same league, I think it puts a good precedent for the rest of the season.
Yeah, but do you think... I don't think that teams actually care about the preseason. Like, what? So the first game against United and Liverpool, do you think Liverpool's going to be like, oh shit, they beat us 4-0 in preseason, when for the first half was all United's best players, and the second half it was all Liverpool's best players?
That's what I was going to say.
It's a difference when Liverpool don't play their best 11. I think like if a team's putting their best 11 on the park,
they did in the second half.
Yeah, in the second half, but
that's it. But the United took off all their best players for the second half, so there was never really the best of the best against each other.
They do that, and I find they do that a lot, not just for like United or the A-League All-Stars.
Just get match fitness back
when those teams come over here.
For sure.
A lot of the teams, especially the big six, and even like the big clubs all over Europe, Bayern, Real Madrid, Inter, AC, and all that. I find that they might have 2 or 3 senior members of the first team they'll play, and the rest will be all like the youth or the reserves or players that normally don't always play. And then depending on how the game is going, they'll either bring them all on, the rest of them on at half time to give them some minutes, or they'll probably just bring a bunch of them on with 30-40 minutes to go. And you've seen that with, for example, City versus Bayern. You've seen that with, like, for example, Arsenal, they've been playing a couple of their games, like all the other teams, like Orlando and all that in America. All those type of teams, we're starting with players that don't normally play or our youth players. Then we go 1-0 up or 1 or whatever. And then second half, we're bringing on players that normally will play or start. And then all of a sudden we end up running away with the game 3-1, 4-1, whatever. And I feel a lot of those teams for preseason are going to be doing that. So the only game I think that has happened in preseason that you can probably read something into it, especially from the Premier League's perspective, I would say Chelsea Arsenal yesterday morning.
Yeah, I watched that game and it was not friendly. It was
they
were both very into it, and you could tell one team looked in it physically, mentally.
But this is a few weeks into preseason at least. Whether United Liverpool, that was both their first game of preseason.
Oh, yeah.
So like it's shit. I know we had the El Clasico this morning that blew up.
Yep.
That's
and
kinda
again,
cool.
That was two teams like they were both
Yeah.
trying their absolute hardest. There
Again,
wasn't-
that's like another rivalry.
But no one actually cares about the. It's not going to.
no one cares about like the result.
The
but,
result,
like,
that's what
it's
I
more
mean.
So like you can take away a lot from that game and
Yep.
put it into the league. Like it raises questions for Real Madrid and it boosts Barca's confidence tremendously.
Yeah, of course. But apart from like confidence boosting shit like that, like the results, I don't think the actual
The
score
actual
of the game
result
matter.
doesn't matter, but it does matter in terms of that's how you're playing.
Yeah.
So Arsenal
Everton
beat Chelsea,
did lose
right?
4-0
Yeah, so Arsenal played
against
Chelsea.
Charlotte.
We won 4-0.
Fuck.
Minnesota.
But you watch
Minnesota, sorry, not
Even
Charlotte.
worse.
you watch the game and
Yeah.
it's just
Hockey
like,
players.
as you
Hockey
said, one
players.
team is really, really wanting to play, and the other team is not physically up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you think Chelsea's going to play like that in the Premier League, then the result matters.
Mm.
But if you're playing like Arsenal, who, sort of playing the City type of game, nice football, fast, high press, whatever, and they lose, right? If they were to lose, that would be something you'd go, okay, now there's something wrong.
Okay.
But if they win, you're like, you're going to play like that anyway. The other team's probably trying things. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and the person that it matters to the most, I feel, is the coaches. It depends on how the coaches react to all these games as well.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think Tuchel, after that Arsenal game, he was
He spat the dummy.
Fuming.
fuming.
Spat the dummy.
And he gave his players an absolute rinsing in front of the press.
He also
and-
said, "Oh, we haven't signed any attackers, mate. You signed like Raheem Sterling, like one of the Premier League's best attackers last week."
Yeah, he basically just said Arsenal was better in every single way, mentally, physically. They wanted to work out there and stuff like that.
Lol.
It's like, it's that early, that soon from the season actually starting.
It's only a week out
it
now.
puts doubts in Chelsea's minds. Like, if that game never happened, I don't think people would be having that many question marks over Chelsea. But now with that game, it's like there's a lot more
Yep.
issues with that team.
I don't like preseason. 'Cause
Yeah.
This is what happens with Arsenal. We end up winning like a ton of games.
That's right.
Come the league.
Oh man.
Jesus looks like the best striker in the
Oh.
world right now.
I saw Arsenal fan TV. It's like, yeah, we're undefeated in preseason. That's why I'm like, but it doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't matter.
The
Like,
result does not matter.
United
Yes.
beat Liverpool 4-0. Yeah, we beat the A-League teams. Whatever. We beat Crystal Palace. We had a draw with Villa. Doesn't matter. You're right. Ten Hag's reaction has been like, "Oh, we're winning. Who gives a shit?" Like we were just working on the way I want to
Yeah.
play. That's all that matters.
And if result really mattered, then United would be very, very, very disappointed the fact that an A-League team scored against them.
That's right.
And first. Not like just they're winning 4-0 and they
Yep.
got scrappy at the back. And they
No,
literally
it's
for
good
the
goal.
first, I would say, 35 minutes of that game, the A-League All-Stars were the better team on the pitch.
It was victory, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry, victory.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking of another game.
Yeah, right.
But it was
Barcelona.
like, they
Yeah.
were literally the better team.
yeah,
And it's like, you in that sense, the result doesn't matter. The gameplay matters.
that's right.
But if you do say results matter, then that speaks more volumes than if you just said results don't matter because
Yeah,
we were
I
sloppy.
don't know. It's not even. It'd be different if like United were like getting pumped every week, and I was like, "Oh, results don't matter." No. Like we have had a good preseason, I believe, but it's just like, yeah, Everton got pumped 4-0 by that MLS team, whatever else, but really, it doesn't matter. They probably play like shit, but I mean, all it takes is another preseason game where they play well and they
Yeah.
just forget about it and they bounce back. It's literally all about match fitness, I believe, and getting the youngsters in and letting them have their go. But
Well, Ronaldo's not playing a single game at the moment, even though he could be borderline in or out of the club.
that too. But don't
Like,
forget that
he's not getting any match fitness.
no, exactly. So I don't expect he'll start. At this rate, Martial should start striking for United.
Is there a reason he's not training?
He said family reasons.
He did just have a kid before the season finished.
And
so
one of them passed away
Yeah,
at birth.
so-
as much as it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, Ronaldo's out there hunting for another job, could be, or he could literally just be, I don't want to travel, I want to spend time with my family.
Yeah,
with
which
my
is
With my
understandable.
newborn kid.
Yeah,
If he didn't have that kid situation, you'd be like, yeah, fuck him. He's literally hunting for another club. Because he probably is.
He
but
probably is, yeah. Like there
don't
was
know.
talks of him going to Atletico. There was talks of him going. People wanting to
Chelsea.
go to Chelsea
I
or to
think
Bayern.
I'm not sure. I reckon this is not that much of a hot take. If he goes to Atletico Madrid, I reckon his career is just tarnished.
100%.
Why would you go to Atletico Madrid? You're
Just so that
rivals.
Diego Simeone doesn't get knocked out of the UCL again.
Oh, by him, by him. But no, I think he tried to do to Atletico what he did. I think he tried to do at Real Madrid. I think Ronaldo tried to do what he did to United to Real Madrid. Oh, I'm going to go to your rival. You better sign me. And Real Madrid were like, nah, fuck yeah. And he's like, oh, no, I'm not actually going to go to Atletico Madrid. Nah, all good, eh? Because he literally did it 12 months ago to United. I'm going to go to City. You better sign me. And then we did. So...
God, City dodged a bullet there. If
100%.
they signed Ronaldo, they probably weren't going to get Haaland.
Yeah, well.
Nah, they probably would have got him anyway. To be honest. They probably just got him anyway.
Changed to a 4-4-2, mate.
Yeah, playing both.
Haaland on the bench.
How injured Haaland is.
Mm.
So, I don't know. But to be honest, even if Haaland plays 25 games a season, he's scoring 25 plus goals.
He did look good in that friendly as well.
See,
Yeah.
I think Sterling, for example, with Chelsea, I think he's going to be playing nearly every game possible.
100%.
Agreed.
He's
I
always
think
fit.
Gabby Jesus for Arsenal I would say
He'll play most games.
most of the games. I'm going to say like the FA Cup and like the Carabao Cup and that. I don't think he'll play in those
Maybe
games.
Europa here or there.
Yeah, I think he'll play in all the league games and all the European competitions.
Yep.
That's it. But I think Haaland, and with the way City and Guardiola set up, I think he will only play league games and the competitive European competition games.
Yeah.
Because I think he wants to sort of bring him in, but without getting injured. Especially he was out for half the season last year. I think those are the main. And with City, they have the team to do that.
Well, I feel like Pep has his non-Premier League team. Mahrez didn't play Premier League until mid-season because he was literally just there to play the UCL group stages.
Yeah.
He's got a handful of players like that because his squad's so deep he can do that.
He's got 3 squads?
Does
One for
now.
domestic cups, one for the league, and one for the European competition, and still can't win the UCL.
Oh man, don't get started on that. That was literally all we spoke about at the end of last season was bald fraud.
I think people will notice how much City have actually lost a bit of depth in their forwards and mids.
They lost Fernando Torres mid-season. They lost Sterling, Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, and
they're young too.
That's a lot of depth if you really think about it.
They are. Sane a couple of years ago, they are losing players, but they did just sign Haaland and that 19-year-old Argentinian
Alvarez. Yeah, that's two strikers. So they got you can have Foden and Mahrez starting. Then you got Grealish on the bench. They don't really have any other wingers.
See, I think Guardiola's now realizing he can't do what he has been doing, which is the rotation with the 3 squads. I think he's trying to cement a squad that he wants to use all the time. Now that he has enough squad depth to just rotate one for one, rather than this week I'm going to play with this squad, next week I'll play with a different squad, and instead of having that inconsistency of trying to keep the momentum going. I think now he's realizing I need to do that because otherwise I really don't have a chance to do anything else.
Well, it's been long enough, and he's tried everything else. He's tried his false 9 for however long, and that didn't work. So, then again, that is strengthen the midfield, but in the defense, the defense hasn't changed, has it?
I don't think it needs to.
No.
But they gave Chancelo number 7.
The good thing about City in terms of their Champions
Aldi Mokulzulo, by the way.
Their Champions League window, it's not ending for a while. Their team's not old. Their team's fairly.
They're going to be competitive. It's not the fact the squad's going to run out of time. I think it's the fact that he's going to run out of time at the club. Because
I feel like he's going to stay until they want him to go. And I don't think. I mean, if City just want change for the heck of it, they'll get rid of him. But
there is rumors he wants to do a national team. But I think that'll be when he finishes his career.
He won't. He'll manage Spain for sure. Yeah. He'd be an incredible Spain manager.
Yeah,
you look at all the past Spain managers for the last 15 years, 20 years. It's been all either ex-Barca or
they're all Spanish.
Or Real
it's
Madrid
great.
coaches.
Yeah. Pep has his name written on the Spain squad in 10 years' time. Easy, man. Easy. And they'll be incredible by then too. All these Spanish youngsters.
As an Arsenal fan, do you like the Zinchenko signing?
See, I like it as an Arsenal fan because I know he was a midfielder. And it helps us have more midfielders because I feel like Arsenal, we don't need reinforcements up front in that sense. I think we need reinforcements as fullbacks and as our defensive lying midfielders. I think our creative side of the game is quite
More
good.
than enough.
Yeah, I think we don't need anything else. They're all young, fine. There's probably a bit of inexperience there. We're not going to really challenge, I guess. I'd say the likes of Liverpool, or City, but I would say that the difference between us and probably Chelsea or United or Spurs will be that back line, and I think that's the biggest difference. And I think the fact that Zinchenko can play left back, right back, defensive mid, I think that's probably one of I will see when it comes to fruition, but I think it'll be one of the better signings that we make.
We'll chat about Zinchenko a bit soon when we talk about our best and worst trades. But did anyone know the women's Euros are on?
Well, I definitely know. Optus has been pumping out posts about
I just don't think anyone in Australia cares because Australia's not in it.
Just
Just let us play in the Euros.
World Cup's different. I'll be definitely staying tuned in that. Cause,
Bro, I'll be going to as many games as I can in Sydney for sure. I'm so keen for this World Cup.
I'm not that. I don't have that much interest in it. It's not the same as when Australia plays.
That's right, definitely. Just let us play in the Euros.
Yeah.
Just let us play in the Euros.
I see. We're part of Eurovision, so might as well.
Oh, it's a great point. We're part of Eurovision. Why don't we play the women's Euros?
We're not actually part of Asia. We're Oceania, but we're part of Asia. So just put us in Europe too.
We'll just keep scooting
While
over.
you're at it,
it.
when the
Are
African Nations
we in
Cup.
every Eurovision, or is it only like some?
No,
we're part of Eurovision now
Makes
as of like the last 5 years or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right, okay.
Guy Sebastian and Jessica Malboy did at some point.
Yeah, then there was
Even-
Damia or whatever her name is. I don't know.
Damien.
Yeah,
Dami
you
Ian,
know
something
who
else.
it's
about.
She
Yeah,
won
yeah,
X
yeah.
Factor.
And then
whatever it
after
was.
that, I have no clue.
I couldn't tell you, bro. Get Justice Crew down
remember
there.
Get hooligan hefts
There was
out
that
there.
remember that one young guy with the curly hair? I mean, he was like one of the recent ones. Like one, like it was
Oh, I
when
couldn't
nobody
tell
was
ya.
watching.
No
X Factor.
idea.
No way.
Nobody
no
was
way.
watching
Could
it,
not
but,
tell
you
you.
know.
We did sort of pump out the whole Guy Sebastian Eurovision. Like everybody wanted to know about that, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we still didn't
Honestly, I don't remember any.
Well, we
I've-
came
I've never-
fifth.
I've-
for our first year, pretty good, I
win. We
reckon.
didn't win though.
I have no
Um,
idea. I've never stayed tuned.
I'll
to
give
that.
you one guess who won the last Eurovision. What country won Eurovision?
Okay, can I get it? So is it European?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Wait.
Yeah.
I hear
Yeah.
Australians, but who knows? if
We're the
South-
only non-European country.
Are we the
then,
only?
yes.
The
Yeah,
only
we're
one,
the only
really?
one, yeah.
Wow, we're special.
We're special.
So USA isn't in it.
We're
No,
different.
That's so funny.
That's so funny. Yeah, so no,
Uh,
yeah, Eurovision. You've got one guess to guess who won this year's Eurovision.
This year's?
This year's.
When was it? Like what month?
it was only a couple months ago. So whatever happened at the start of the year happened.
Ukraine.
Yes, Ukraine won.
What a guess.
Honestly,
Oh, surprise, surprise.
I don't even know what the performance was. I just know they won.
Yeah, I had to ask, like, was it
When
this?
was it? Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
oh, I don't think it didn't matter what they
But I
did.
know Eurovision is super fraudulent. Like it's super corrupt.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I know about it.
You
I've
can
never
have
watched
won
it.
it a few times. I know that.
Russia in last place.
Oh wow.
Probably. I
No,
don't
no,
know.
it's not Russia. What's it in the Olympics? It's like
It's like the Russian committee.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
Russian
Russia.
committee.
US, whatever that is.
Yeah,
I can't
but it's the
remember.
committee.
Yeah,
Like the
the
acronym.
ROC.
Yeah, that's it. ROC.
Soviet
yeah.
Union.
yeah. But anyway, so
Uh,
who have you guys got winning the UEFA Women's Euro? I've got Sweden.
I was gonna say Sweden's like the big powerhouse. Aren't
Yeah, they are. It's like
Yeah.
them. Well, to be honest, them, France, England. I don't think Germany's as good, but they made the final four.
Oh, please don't be
Um,
England. I can't.
I was just about to say the only reason I know the women's Euro is on because all I hear is it's coming home.
It's coming
Oh
home.
my
It doesn't. Oh, I
gosh.
hate English fans. Not even. Like, I don't even care the women's. It's just like just English fans in general. Just shut your mouth. It is not coming home.
Oh man.
It is. Yeah. Forza Sweden. How good's a meatball?
Oh,
How good's IKEA?
how good's IKEA?
How good's
ABBA?
IKEA? How good's
How good's
ABBA?
ABBA?
Honestly,
Oh.
if I've got a queen, she better be dancing.
How good's Zlatan?
Oh.
Chuck that ponytail on, put him on the pitch. He's alright. She can
Brother.
play.
Oh, she can play. Zlatan Easter. He posted a picture this morning. Bro, he's looking swole as fuck. Zlatan.
It reminds me of the Fernando Torres as he
Jacked,
finishes the game.
jacked,
Jacked. It's like,
jacked.
where did that
Yeah,
come from?
Torres retired, and all of a sudden he's a bodybuilder.
When Zlatan officially retires, what is that guy gonna do? He He
No,
can
the
do
game
anything,
retires
and I
when
wouldn't
he
be
the
surprised.
game retires. He doesn't.
I was like,
Football
yeah,
stops.
football stops.
I can see him like.
I don't know if I think he's gonna go into coaching. He said he doesn't want to
You want to
coach.
hear a mad prediction?
Yeah.
Love
Fights
to.
Conor McGregor in 7 years.
Fights Conor McGregor in 7 years. So
UFC.
when he's like 47 or like 46 and McGregor's like 40,
Yeah.
they're gonna fight
Yeah.
not in boxing in the UFC.
Yeah.
Zlatan will still win.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I back that.
All he
Wait,
has to
wait,
do is
hold
put
on.
his-
Oh, wait, McGregor's like 5'7".
That's exactly. All
And
he has to
like-
do is bring his foot up and
Yeah.
see you later.
No, no, you can
I
say
didn't gather how fucking tall Conor McGregor was then. That's
yeah, bro.
Even I'm taller than him.
The way-
That's
yeah.
Oh wow.
McGregor's like 5'7", like
let
these
me-
days probably like 80 kilos. Zlatan's like 6'5".
real attractor. I think Zlatan will fight someone in either UFC or Muay Thai.
Peter Crouch.
Professionally.
Peter Crouch.
Imagine.
Peter Crouch versus Zlatan
I reckon Peter
Ibrahimovic.
Crouch is
The Battle of
likely
the
to be
Towers.
Deadly.
You just see it. UFC, not like you 142 or 24, whatever.
4 something.
UFC, Battle of the Towers.
That's it.
Battle of the Towers.
Yeah, none of these TV shows. Time for the movie. 100%. But yeah, I don't know what Zlatan's gonna do. I don't think he'll ever stop. He'll just
Never stop.
he'll just keep playing, and like whoever offers him a contract. So
yeah.
right now he'll keep playing for like the professional teams,
Yeah.
and then he'll go back to Sweden, play for like Malmo for a season, and he'll drop to like Sweden League 2, League 3, and he'll be playing Sunday League like 80.
I only see him playing in, vacation-esque countries.
True. Yeah, like
I
pretty
don't see him
countries.
go back to Sweden until he's like.
You know what? Sydney FC are after a marquee striker.
So with the Bulls.
It's a hard league.
The Bulls.
It is a hard
That's-
league.
you
I was
just
gonna
said
say-
Zlatan in Campbelltown.
You
He'll
just
become the
said
mayor.
you just said become the mayor. You just said he only goes to like vacation teams. Come to Campbelltown, MacArthur Bulls. You reckon?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
You don't think you enjoy the Grego?
What is wrong with Seatown? I'm a Sydney FC supporter. What's wrong with Seatown?
So fucking much. If you could go play for
You never
Sydney
been to
FC,
West?
yes, I have. That's why I'm like,
You been
why
to
would you
El
go?
Jana? What?
El Jana.
He would never
Not
feel
recently.
like-
Don't get me started on El Jana. El Jana's gone to
that's
shit.
it, that's
Don't
not
get me
topic.
started.
He would never feel like that he will own the joint
Wait, at
in
Bulls.
Campbelltown.
Oh.
He'll
God.
just be some random bloke that walks past scared of every
He'll look
single
a
person.
local.
Yeah. He'll be scared of every single person he walks past.
Bro, he'll go to Bonnie Rig and be like, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only aggressive looking wog walking around. Like,
He'll look like the soft wog.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to like the Croatian Country Club and be a tough guy there. I dare you, brother. I fucking dare you. It'll be on site.
Oh, God.
He'll get his ponytail yanked off. I'm telling
Oh,
you now.
my God.
I dare him to come to, honestly, yeah, come over Western Sydney. He'll be a little bitch 6 months later. I'm convinced.
Dead.
I'm convinced. Zlatan to who? Zlatan who, brother? No. But anyway, we'll get into our, so far, as of the 25th of July 2022, our best and worst transfers of this window. Do you want to kick us off with your best? I think we'll go best, worst, and then we'll chat about it.
Okay.
Jimmy, your best transfer.
Okay, I've got a couple that I want to think. But they're a bit
Indecisive.
different in a different way.
Yeah, I've got 3 as well, but then, so we'll chat about the options, and then we'll just go, this is number 1.
Can I start with, like, when we do the worst one, can I start?
You can definitely
Okay,
start.
cool,
cool.
Okay, cool.
I'm putting Lukaku on loan as one of my best.
Okay, yep.
That is so left field.
We'll discuss them after. Anyway. That's your best.
That's one of my best.
Okay. Is
For
that the best though? Is that the
No,
best?
I think Haaland for 75 mil is the best.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Sterling for 47 million is the best. What's your best, Ricky?
I had 3 as well.
Okay, but just say the best.
The best? Only because I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm going to say Gabby Jesus, because we've been looking for a striker for so long.
Okay, no worries.
But the other 2 I had was the Haaland one,
Yep.
but was the Roma Dybala one.
I completely agree. Go. Okay.
He
your worst.
broke the Cristiano Ronaldo shirt signing sales in a day.
Bro, Roma love their players, eh? Roma love their players.
My worst signing?
Your worst?
The trader to Wanderers. I'm not going to say his name.
Oh.
I'm not going to say his name.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I just thought like
That's why I wanted to
top
go
5
first.
leagues.
I had to get that out there.
No, okay, no, I completely agree. That is the worst.
But if you really want to, if we got to be serious and keep it in Europe or in Brexit, I'd say probably, I'd say the worst signing for me, I think, is Mane to Bayern, because for
Interesting.
both levels. For Mane, what does it really give him? Okay, he's going to Bayern. He's out of the English media, so there's not really that English bias towards his name anymore.
Yeah, he's still
And I
gonna make
think
his
for
national
Liverpool, it's the worst transfer for them because I think they're going to lose so much without
team.
him.
Huge, and they'll have to take a risk on Nunes. No, I completely agree. My worst, I have. You're gonna hate this. My worst is actually Lukaku.
Oh.
My worst is Lukaku. What's your worst, Jimmy? Because we can chat about this for fucking hours, I reckon.
See, I couldn't really think of a worst one for me besides, I don't know, the ones that's popped to my mind are like ones that we don't really know that much about, like Nunes or
Yep.
even
Risks. Big risks.
Martinez to United. Like
Yep.
they're risky, and I don't.
100%.
They're more so wait and see, let alone.
That's right. That's why I didn't want to say it was the worst. I think I'll stick with like an enemy we know. But so I'll run through my 3. Well, actually, no. I think a notable mention is, as shit as it is, Sebastian Haller is the worst transfer because
Ever?
no of this transfer.
Oh,
window.
right.
Because
Yes, I forgot about that one.
They just signed the bloke and he has baggage
very
now.
unlucky.
How old are you fellas?
I am 24.
25.
How old is Sebastian Haller?
I think he's roughly the same age. Have you checked your nuts recently?
I have.
I haven't. Have you?
haven't.
No, I'm panicking, eh? So if anyone's
come on
listening
now.
and you're between the age of 25 and 30, check your nuts because fuck, that's so scary.
So for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, Sebastian Haller has testicular cancer.
As it ain't confirmed.
Well,
I just heard that he had like a tumor.
Yeah, well, that's essentially what they believe he has.
That's a tough gig, man.
But yeah, young, especially men. I'm gonna.
100%.
I'm not saying I assume your gender, but
Oh, if you have balls,
if
then
you
we're not-
have
not getting cancelled.
testicles,
yeah.
check
What'd you
them.
say?
Not getting cancelled.
You're not getting cancelled. If you have testicles, check them. Exactly,
Yes.
I agree.
Give them a feel, give them a squeeze.
Especially if you're around the age of 25 plus, because it's about that time. And then in 5 years' time, I'm going to ask you fellas, you had your arseholes checked. But I'll ask that in 5 years.
Whoa! That's
do
a
you
bit. That's a bit early.
Yes, multiple times.
Monthly.
Did you want me to do it?
Bro, yes.
All right. Off topic.
Oh.
Off cameras.
Off cameras. I checked it with a Corona bottle. Classic butt chug. But no, in all seriousness, it's shocking that the Haller transfer has to be the worst because Dortmund have bought into this absolute shocking story. I hope it turns into a fairy tale. I hope he's back in the next couple of months.
Well, he can.
Honestly, I hope
That'd be
it's
amazing.
We
Hope
had
it's-
the Eric Abidal instance with his was
True.
it liver cancer or kidney cancer?
Yeah, he came back from that.
He had
Yeah,
it twice.
killed it.
Yeah.
And got over it. So it
Killed it.
can happen.
100%.
Definitely.
So yeah, best luck to him. But okay, so my actual 3 worst transfers were Lukaku. Not bad for Inter, good for Inter, but just the whole saga has been a shit fight. Pogba to Juventus. I think it shows no ambition. He's a free agent. Why did Real Madrid or PSG not want him? It's clear as day why they don't want him because when he's not playing for France, he doesn't give a shit really. I just think and going back to Juve, it just shows. But like, yeah, I'll go back to where I'm comfortable
I think Pogba's rattled since Mourinho.
for sure. I mean, if Pogba went to Real, Pogba is and can be a great world class midfielder.
Mhm.
But I just don't think he has like the passion to actually pursue that now. Not even the paycheck because I know he took a big pay. United offered him like almost $500,000 a week and didn't take it. So he's not in it for the money, but I just think he's scared of the challenge of actually trying to win. Because what's Juve actually playing for? Really? Oh, they're going to win the league again. Okay, yeah, mad. I still think AC Milan and Inter Milan are both better teams already.
And Roma
So
will be in it this year.
Roma will be involved. So I don't think Juve is
I don't think Juve
clear
will win
progression.
much this year, to be my opinion. I
Well-
think they lost Dybala, which was
Huge.
probably one of the biggest things that they had
Yep,
going.
Yep.
Okay, they signed Pogba, but I think Milan, I think Inter.
Juventus lost De Ligt as well.
There you go, and I think Roma, for example, I think those 3 will. I don't want to say wipe the floor in the league, but I think that they will be very, very.
The gap will go bigger.
Yeah, I
Gap
think
will
there'll
go
be a
bigger.
bigger discrepancy between those 3 and the rest of the league.
But even did Pogba not learn his lesson from coming to United the first time? Why come to like a team that's like competing for Champions League, do nothing, and then go back to another team that's just competing for Champions League? I don't know if he didn't want to go to Real Madrid or PSG or another team that's competing like that, or if they just didn't want him. I don't blame them for not wanting him because he just seems more.
I just think the whole side
Drama.
was a joke. He
Yeah.
wanted 20 million. He was on 14 million. He then goes to Juve and he's now getting 8 million.
Yeah,
How does that work?
I don't know. So that's why I think Pogba's one of the worst. Even though it's free, we all know how much his agent's fee and how much they're going to be paying him.
It's a weird direction Juventus are going in. Getting
very
rid of
weird.
Bernardeschi. It's
Yeah. I don't understand. But Pogba only worked the first time at Juve because he had Vidal and Marquisio there. Absolute fucking workhorses. And he
Dogs,
needs that
yeah.
around him.
I'm
Absolute dogs, you're
more
right.
surprised you didn't say anything about Robert Lewandowski.
He was in my. I was tempted to put him in my best signings, but I know it's also like probably a bit biased.
definitely biased because I don't think it's the worst signing, but
I don't think it is better than like the Haaland signing.
Oh no,
no way.
I definitely
No,
think
I
the
agree with
Haaland
that.
signing is the best signing of all of them because at the end of the day, they've played 2 seasons now without a striker. This is their first season with a striker, and he's proven that even half a season he was the second top goal scorer in the Bundesliga. Like,
Okay, you guys like the Haaland transfer? I'm giving you the best transfer of the transfer window right now. Pope to Newcastle for 10 million.
oh, that's a steal.
It is
Mate, this club is full of money and it's 10 million.
10 million for a
Pope.
fucking great goalkeeper.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, it's good.
That's a great signing.
10 mil. Oh, it wasn't a 50
Haaland
million
who?
signing. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
10
Haaland
mil
who?
for like the second string England keeper, or you can get Haaland, which is probably the best young player in the world.
Yeah, but let's be real here. They have Chris Wood. They
They got
can. Yeah.
Trippier,
Yeah.
Bruno Guimaraes. Oh, mate.
But no, I had Dybala up there with one.
Yeah.
I had
I don't know.
Dybala and Sterling as my Dybala, Sterling, and Pope generally is my 3 best signings.
I also had Basuma to Tottenham.
Yeah.
Great.
That was the other one I thought
Has
of.
his charges been resolved?
Apparently they have.
If that's the
but
case,
that's
great.
So was
signing.
it Basuma that had that was the allegations? or
Yes,
it wasn't
that's
Thomas
why he
Partey?
went for. That's
No,
why.
that was
That
a
was a different one.
That
Okay,
was a
cool.
different one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking told you guys. My Twitter sources came true. I'm telling you now.
It was Thomas. No.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't
Oh.
Party. Because
Oh.
he was on with a whole North London club allegations. It was probably like some. I don't even know who it was. Probably like some Championship or League One player who plays in
Probably.
London. Probably.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, oh shit, it's Party because he was blah 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 blah.
It's just because it was
he was
the
on preseason
timing.
in America.
It's that he posted a photo from where.
It was in Mallorca or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
he
or-
posted a
yeah.
photo being in the same area the player was arrested.
That's right.
But he posted it like 4 weeks after he
Yeah.
been there.
So
And everyone
people
just
were-
put 2 to 2 together and were like, oh yeah, well it's him.
No, that's why I was like, might be, but he's also on preseason tour with Arsenal. But anyway, I think the Sterling signing for Chelsea is fucking monstrous. It's a great signing. Sterling's unreal. Last time he changed the team, he took over the league. I don't think he's going to do it again.
I'm worried for Sterling.
Why?
Because the way Chelsea set up, it does not suit Sterling.
He's just gone the
They
wing.
play
I think
wing
it cuts
backs.
in.
They
I
They
think it
play
does.
wing backs. He has to come inside. He doesn't
But
like playing like
Chelsea-
He
that.
does.
Chelsea's game
I don't know.
attacking, it's a lot of counter attack. A lot. And
He's
that's
super fucking
he
pacey.
didn't get that in City because
No.
City always,
Control and build.
Sterling.
But even at Liverpool, he wasn't really counterintuitive,
Oh,
was
played
he?
there for like
I
a
thought
few
he
years and
was. I
wasn't.
thought definitely Liverpool, they were very counter attacking with Suarez, Sterling, and Coutinho.
I guess Sterling was very young at that point.
That's
too.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. It's hard to judge him when he was at Liverpool because he was so young and
Yeah.
he wasn't the player he is today.
I
Definitely.
think the counter attack definitely suits Sterling's game more than
Massively.
where
Massively.
his game was at City. Not to say his game at City was bad, but I think he will probably be more of a threat.
And he is a good player. He's a very good
Yeah.
player. He's been good for when he plays for England, and he's going to be good. He's good. He's good in the City team.
The only issue I'm having now with from pre-season is Chelsea aren't looking very good.
No,
Well, they are good
Um,
anyway, so it doesn't matter.
honestly,
Probably,
yeah, they lost most of their backline, whatever else, blah blah blah. I just think Tuchel's a fraud still.
I think
don't
we went over one signing that we haven't really thought about.
Ericsson to United. Yeah,
No.
I was being a smart ass.
That was a free. That wasn't even a transfer. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, who?
Cooler Daddy.
Oh, right.
I don't know, man.
I
You
don't
don't-
know.
you
Either.
don't reckon?
Yeah.
I think it's a year too late.
I agree.
Or
He's
what about
he's like,
Barca with
31
Koundé?
now?
Stole it from Chelsea.
It's not confirmed
Oh.
yet, but
I'm pretty sure it's a like 35 million or whatever it was, wasn't
It's-
it?
they're talking about it, but it's not confirmed yet.
Oh.
Well, and then so the funny thing with Barca is that they owe De Jong 17 million, but the price tag they put on Depay was 17 million.
Sus.
100%. But like United fans are like, oh, should we get Depay back? I think it'd be a shit sign. I think it's a lose-lose. I think he's a great player. I think he would be great for our team. I just don't think it works because he had pressure before. He'll have pressure if he comes back.
You just
I'm
don't need him.
No, we do.
For what?
We have no depth
But I think
Yeah, Van de Beek.
no, I genuinely
in the attack. What do you mean?
No,
Not
I-
De Jong. I'm talking
I
about
think-
Depay.
Oh, you're talking about Depay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
Memphis
talking about
Depay.
Depay. I'm
We-
saying you don't need it. You need De Jong.
Yeah.
Oh,
You need a
we-
defensive midfielder. You don't need
De Jong
forwards.
isn't even the defensive midfielder. Ten Hag said that if we
He's
do
box
sign,
to box, but he can play there.
he's not a 6.
He's going to change.
That's not his
it.
best spot.
Okay, he would do.
He's playing 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1.
I think 4-2-3-1 right now.
Yeah. So what? De Jong will have to play CDM.
De Jong would
That's
do
right,
a
but
better
he's-
job
Yeah, but
than Max Sauce and Fred together.
I agree.
So just sign him, and then that's a fix for now. And
I completely agree, but he's not the permanent. He's not a 6.
I agree.
Like, yeah, he's a makeshift 6, and would do a good job there, but he's not a 6.
Yeah.
And if you want to actually compete and win shit, you can't have makeshift players across the board. So I think Depay would be a great signing because right now we have our starting 3. I'm not including Ronaldo because who knows what's happening. Even if I do include Ronaldo, Martial, Ronaldo are the only 2 striker options. Either of them get injured, we're fucked. Sancho and Rashford. Rashford was shit last year. If either of them get injured, we have
I
Alanga,
think he'll
we're
suit Ten
fucked.
Hag's football though, Rashford, because I feel like Rashford was very isolated with.
We didn't have a system with Ole, so
yeah.
hopefully he does improve. But United just need to make signings. Stop fucking around and just trying to make the best signings.
The good thing about United this season is that there's not many injuries aside from Ronaldo not playing.
Yep.
So I think everyone getting a preseason on their belt looking good. It's good signs for you.
No, it is. Hopefully the youngsters and anyway, I don't want to say about United because I could be sitting for hours and no one wants to hear about United. But the other teams, I think, Every time Arsenal goes to sign a player, Chelsea goes to sign a player, it gets stolen by Barca. It's so fucking funny.
So good.
I saw a tweet. It was like, thank fuck Barca didn't want Eriksen or Martinez, or else he'd be gone. We'd have no one. Every signing that Chelsea's like, can we? Barca's like, fucking yoink. Happened with
I just don't understand their
Rafinha.
finances. How are they stealing these? I get it, but I want to know what goes through the players' heads.
Oh, the players don't care. I was going to say they don't care as long as they're getting paid, but now
how
that one
then-
is not getting paid,
Yeah,
is an issue.
one, how do these clubs get the money when apparently Barca's broke? Apparently, I'm
They're-
not saying that they are.
yeah.
I'm just saying
No, they are.
apparently.
They're like $1 billion in debt.
And then, if so, why are the players even going there when they're not going to get paid? Are they expecting a miracle?
They do get paid because the way it should work is that the wages get paid first and then the rest of the club this and that. So when a player signs on, it's like, yeah, you might be in debt, but I'm getting fucking paid. I don't give a shit. I'll get paid with your debt money. You'll pay me $100,000 a week, but after interest, you're actually paying the bank $150,000 a week. So I don't give a shit. So it's not really on the players. The players, whatever. Yeah, it's the club though. I don't know how they can keep. There's going to be a time where the league is going to go, all right, you guys are too far gone. You actually have to deal with yourself. It's going to be a point where Barcelona doesn't get help from La Liga, and that's when we'll start seeing the wheels fall off the bus. Until then, though, they can keep signing $50 million players, owing their players money, and it's like, yeah, we have a good preseason.
I just wouldn't go.
I don't know. I don't know what it is because I know they made money from these broadcast deals in Spain. I know they made a bunch of money.
They sold 25% of their broadcast deal
Yeah,
for the next 10 years or something like
I know
that.
the Spotify deal was a lot of money as well. It didn't take all the debt, but it cut at least, I believe it was 60-something percent, 70% of it. So
What, between the TV ship and Spotify?
No, just those two, that cut the debt by over 50%.
Yeah, no, the TV deal is absolutely massive.
So,
but that's the money.
There's still
But they're not going to get that money themselves the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Cut the debt, but it's like you're also cutting. Well, that's the majority of the team's income.
They're
is
just
the
cutting
TV ship.
debt. They're not earning mone from it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All they're doing is cutting themselves off at the legs.
But
They
that's
just
what
have
I
to
mean.
make less
So-
repayments, essentially.
Yeah, I guess it just means they gotta hope they go really well this year.
Yeah, make Champions League
Sign
and
bigger names.
Well,
so
they made
more
Champions League.
jerseys.
Yeah, get out of group stage and just because if you get out of group stage, you've already made 25 mil there, and just they just got to stay
if
competitive.
the money situation really is that bad, then I guess it's just a big, high risk, high reward.
Exactly.
Play so they sign big.
Exactly.
Hope to win it all this year, and honestly,
Because if they don't,
early signs, but I'm pretty hopeful.
100%.
They're
A lot of good
playing really
signings.
well. Then
Kisei, I wish he went to United. Kunde's a good signing.
Rafinha looks like a god. under
Rafinha
2
is
games.
Rafinha is a good signing. I think
Yeah,
he's
did you
world
see the
class,
goal?
but he's good. No,
His
but
goal
he
against
is
Real
good.
Madrid, literally, first
He's
touch
very good.
outside the box, scream, I can't.
So I considered
It's just,
putting
yeah.
Rafinha as one of my worst trades, but I was like, no, that's just me being biased that I wish he went to United.
If he didn't play these well in the first 2 games, you can make an argument, but he's looked amazing.
I just think he's a good signing. Don't get me wrong. I just think he's not one of the better ones.
Oh, no,
That's the only reason
not-
I didn't think
the
of that.
price,
you know?
but the price tag's pretty big for someone that almost got relegated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you
But
realize a lot of their goal involvements came from just him alone.
Yeah,
That's right.
even
But he was their best
chances,
player. He
yeah.
was Leeds' best player last season by far. I know
And-
Bamford is injured, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't
And in a
matter.
team
Rafinha
where he's just
went hard.
supported so much, he has so much opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me to see him skyrocket into the top echelon of wingers there.
Yeah, definitely. Because right now, he's probably like at a B+. If he has a good season at Barca, you'd be like, okay, he's not just good in a shit team, he's good in a good team.
Yeah.
So he'd rocket up to AA+ for sure.
Oh yeah.
there's made a bunch of good signings. Even getting rid of like Longley on loan to Spurs, I think that's great for both parties.
Yeah, I
Spurs
agree.
looking fucking dangerous.
We
man.
have good stacks in centre backs now.
Yeah.
You know? We're looking very good. Araujo is probably the best centre back in La Liga. I'll die on that hill. He's probably to me he's the like best young centre back in the world right now.
Best young centre back, you reckon?
Yeah.
I mean, off the top of my head, I still think Delete is.
I think he clears Delete easily.
Oh, that's wild because Delete is huge.
Easily.
I don't really know the age of all the defenders. So
Delete's
I
like
just-
23.
I prefer not to comment.
Araujo is a
Just
different.
I
He's a
always
different
say-
breed. He can play right back
he is
as
good.
well.
He is good.
He
He is
is-
very good.
You should have seen him against Real Madrid. Like what he did to Rudiger. Oh man.
See, I just see the defenders sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. That's as
That's
simple
what
as it
I
comes.
agree. But Araujo, like in
Oh, God.
inconsistent Barca, he was one of our rare consistencies.
Yeah.
He was a shining light. I'm very fond of him.
All right, so we'll go with our final.
Mhm.
You pick one, best transfer, and then we'll come back worst transfer.
Haaland.
Haaland is your best.
Yeah, Haaland.
Okay, I've got to remember what mine were. So Jimmy, you start.
For debate purposes, we can go Lukaku best.
Lukaku best. I still can't remember. Hold on, let me bring up my list, and then we'll go. I'm trying to make a TikTok out of this. All right. So okay, Jimmy, what's your best?
Lukaku.
All right, I've got Sterling. What's your best?
Haaland.
Worst?
Trader.
Trader Ninkovic. Just.
That hurt.
I'm gonna go with Pogba is my worst, and your worst.
I'll go Nunes.
Whoa, yeah, I like that.
Like, that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
said before, I didn't really have any besides Nunes or.
He looks like shit, to be
Martinez.
honest. He does look like shit.
did
He
score
scored
4
4 goals. He was shit, man. He looks like a big Gumby fuck. He looks like a glorified Ricky Lambert.
Mm.
He doesn't look good. And 100 million,
Pre-season. That's all I have to say.
exactly, 100 million on someone who had a decent season last year, and he honestly doesn't look
We could be
good.
completely wrong. He could go big and look
Yeah.
just like Haaland, but at the same time, I can see something bad
This is
happening
a
where
fucking
he
risk.
just doesn't have the.
I
Yep.
feel like
he
he'll
can't
be
facilitate for himself.
a
It-
Werner
like-
repeat.
I'm not sure he can. I feel like his game relies a lot on his players.
Yeah.
Service.
And the fact
yep.
that both wingers and Diaz and Salah are probably more goal driven than assist driven,
Yep.
Definitely.
it won't help his
Definitely.
I
stocks
think
there.
so. Look, Darwin could be a good player. Don't get me wrong.
Definitely.
But I think going to Liverpool is the wrong move. And I think
They
the
don't need a
Liverpool
target
squad
man.
don't need that type of number
Yep.
9.
yeah.
Yep. That's why Firmino,
Has worked so well.
I agree. And that's why Mane can play striker there because, yeah, as much as he is a goal scorer, he also does facilitate.
Yeah.
Where, as if, what do they expect Nunes to get 25 plus goals as well as Salah getting 25 plus goals? There's not that many goals to go around.
Okay, but what would you say is a successful number for him, for example? Like for Haaland, I would say we're probably looking at 20 goals in the season. Is a successful, considering the amount of rotation there is
20
and
goals
the
is
way,
successful.
the way they're going.
Successful, yeah.
So in the case of Darwin,
So I'd even say 15 goals in the Premier
50
League season.
is
15 goals is good for Haaland. For Nunes, I would say similar, 15.
yeah.
No, you're a $100 million man, 15 minimum.
Yeah.
15 minimum.
How many goals did Lukaku get last year?
Oh,
11?
I don't think.
12?
Did he get 11? Really?
Yeah.
Did he get that many?
Wasn't he 100 mil too?
He got, yeah, that's what I mean. Shit, absolutely.
I don't think he got double digits. Good on him.
I'll double check now, but I'm 99% sure he got. But he's a $100 million man as well. I think that was a big fucking failure.
For
One,
sure, yeah.
halfway through the season, that whole PR thing where he said coming to Chelsea he was pretty much forced to go. That was halfway through the season. That got covered up, and then him just barely. He was injured. Blah 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 blah. Doesn't matter. He's a $100 million man.
Mm.
Fuck. That's a shit signing, and the whole debacle of it has been absolutely hilariously shocking. So. Trying to look at goals last year for Mason Mount got 11. I can tell you that much. Rafinha got 11. Good on him. Sterling got 13. That's crazy. Sterling has still got it, man. Raquel Sterling got 10, and he was a $15 million signing. $50 million for a rotation player. Spare me. I think that's a shit signing too. Conor Gallagher got 8. Lol. But he wasn't at Chelsea. He was at Crystal Palace. On the app, it
And
does
he
have him there.
was he on pens?
I couldn't tell you. Kai
Who's
Havertz got
that?
8. Oh, sorry, Lukaku got 8. Same as Kai Havertz. Okay, that's a
Jeez,
fucking
that
shocking.
is definitely
That's a
terrible.
shocking turnover for a $100
Definitely,
million striker.
There's a whole debate saying like strikers don't perform well at Chelsea, just the way they're playing, how their system works.
Yeah.
It
You look at their
doesn't
passes.
favour the striker.
Yeah,
terrible.
I think Liverpool's the same. I mean,
They haven't had a good striker since Suarez and Torres and Crouch. And do you want
Yeah.
to keep going?
Mane, when he played striker, wasn't
Ian
too
Rush.
bad. But like I say,
Because he's not really a striker.
Yeah, that's
Because
what I mean.
their front threes, like Jota's a striker. He is.
Yeah.
He's a number 9.
Mm.
But a
But
different
he
type
works.
of number 9 as
He
well.
works.
Yeah.
He's not a target man. He works as a winger too.
Yeah.
Because essentially, just that front three need to cycle.
He Jota
You're not going to see.
me.
You're not. Yeah, go.
Jota sort of is like the Mbappe as a number 9. He's a number 9,
Yeah.
but he's not like a
He can
Harry
go
Kane
wide.
number 9. He can do
Yes.
everything.
He can go wide.
Yeah.
I don't see this Nunes big Gumby, big fucking cement foot fucking going wide and sending balls into anyone.
No,
Not at all.
I can see him just running in off a cross and just putting a cheeky toe on it.
That's right, poacher.
Maybe a
Just big
couple
tut-
of
Diego
headers.
Forlan, baby.
Yeah, big Ruud van Nistelrooy. Just a
Literally,
big
that's all
poacher.
it is.
But if that's all you are as a striker this day, it doesn't cut it. You
Mm.
have to be able to facilitate as well. So I don't know. You're right. We won't know until at least 6-7 months in, but it's not looking good, man.
Mm.
It's not looking good. I know. And Liverpool beat United to the signing. Because I'm salty about that. No, I'm glad we didn't fucking sign him for 100 million.
I feel like it's different United though, because
We don't play like
you're more desperate for success in Liverpool. I
Exactly.
think, yeah.
where Liverpool's taking risks where they don't need to.
Yeah.
They
But
could have
I-
signed a familiar striker.
I think in hindsight, not in hindsight, I think we speculate as much as we want now, but at this point in stage, I think with the way Klopp and the way Liverpool have found the talent that they want, I think it's, especially the way Klopp's done things, I think we talk as much as we want, we won't really know until
Exactly.
season
yeah.
come, because you look at everyone,
Yeah.
Salah, Diaz, Mane, Van Dijk, Henderson was there, but you look at all those main players, even Thiago when he came, all those players that have come in through Klopp's decision, in the start may not have been, as good as they started, but then towards the season, like towards the middle of the season, towards the end, they really do shine. And as we can see, maybe Salah's a freak, but that,
Klopp is a great coach. He can get the best out of anyone.
Yeah, that's right. And it's tough to shit on the Nunes signing before we actually see him play. You're right, with their track record. Yeah, they're who knows. But the way it's looking, outside looking in, it's looking shit.
Mm.
And like even with he scored 4 goals in that one, but I don't think it's going to continue. Is that it for today, or do you want to chat about F1 too? We'll squeeze that in.
That's up to you.
We're about an hour and a half in. We can quickly squeeze F1 in for 5-10 minutes. I mean, Jimmy can sort of have his input, I guess.
Yeah.
Just vibe it out. We can chat about F1 and put it in football terms.
Up to Hamilton.
Up the hammy.
Up the hammy.
Up to
Hammy?
Hammy.
Done his hammy.
Yeah,
How
I've
long-
still got mine.
I've still
think-
got mine.
I think
I've still got mine. Mine are on display for those watching.
There's a lot of legs, mate.
Thank you. They're quite bright tonight. So quickly with F1, Ricky, do we think Lando or Daniel Ricciardo will perform at McLaren? Or do you think just the
I think
car
Lando
is-
is outperforming that car. I
Definitely.
don't think that McLaren is
McLaren's not
any good. And I
Yeah.
think Daniel. There was actually radio after the race
Yep.
where his engineer said shut it off, blah blah blah, and he's just like, I just can't do this anymore. I fucking tried. Like you
the
can
car's
hear
not
it
for
in
him.
him. So he's giving up. Like that's how he feels. But obviously he's not giving up, and he's come out with many statements now saying that he's going to stay till the end of 23. But
Of course.
I genuinely don't see Danny Rick outperforming Lando.
No.
But I think Lando is outperforming that car.
Definitely. I think the car's built for Lando.
Yeah.
Danny Rick doesn't like a car that's built that way. He likes more a car that like understeers and bangs, like
Yeah.
bombs into the corners.
Very front wheel drive in
Definitely.
that sense.
And Danny Rick is definitely the number 2 driver in McLaren right now.
At the moment, yeah.
For sure. If I know people keep saying, "Oh, Hamilton retire." The only way he retires if he just gets over driving because he still can perform. But if Hamilton was to retire, would you see Lando go straight in that Mercedes seat? Tell me that wouldn't be
the
a
Mercedes.
fucking fairy tale.
I see
at
Mercedes as I see Manchester City.
Yeah.
They just have so many options. It's
ridiculous.
They've got Nick De
the
Vries.
pick.
They've got Lando. Then they have the fact is, do you want someone as good as Lando to then challenge Russell? Because Russell will be the superseder. So would you want Russell to be the lead in the team? Then if he's the lead, do you want someone like Lando who's probably looking to be the leader to be in there
I
too?
think it's good because it pushes
I think
each
maybe
other.
a driver like Pierre Gasly. I think a driver like Ocon. I think they would be more where Mercedes is looking. I'm not saying
Probably.
Lando isn't fit for Mercedes.
They like to have a number 2.
I'm
and
saying
number
Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, they like their
Yeah.
1 and 2 drivers.
Well, not Ferrari like having 2 number 1 drivers.
At the moment, not in the first 5 races.
Ferrari don't know what they're
Sainz
fucking
spent
doing.
more time with the wall than in his garage.
True, and then when he goes to the garage is where he doesn't want to go. It was a good race, France on the weekend.
Ferrari disaster.
Ferrari disaster, but I mean, we said that how many weeks now? Red Bull, where Verstappen just finishes the race because he has no competition because Ferrari explodes.
Mercedes done it for 8 years.
True, where they just finish the race and they'll just win it.
I do think the regulations of the F1 have really enhanced the entertainment.
Oh, the stars are aligned for F1 between Drive Survive and the way this season is going and the new car. It's just it's great for the sport. I'm glad I've got F1 to watch while like football's off.
Yeah,
because rugby league doesn't cut
sinks
it.
well.
Rugby league isn't enough to quench my competitive thirst. F1, man, it's getting to Thursday. I'm like, when there's a gap between the weeks, I'm like, what am I going to do? Is like Sunday 11 p.m.
Well, what are you going to do in 2 weeks?
The peak time of the year though is when it's when Premier League starts. Because
Yeah.
you got footy. You know,
Yeah.
you do like Fridays and
Footy,
Friday,
soccer,
Saturdays, you watch
football,
the footy,
and F1
you stay
all.
up, watch the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It's the best. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you have it's like one night you go to someone's house and you just like watch the games, and then especially at the start of the Premier League season, all the games are good for our time. They're always like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
or like 6 a.m. It's not until like mid-season where it sort of kicks over to like 2-3 a.m. games.
Yeah.
So like those Friday Saturday nights where it's like 9 p.m. Like you watch the footy and there'll be like a Premier League game like 10 p.m. and then like midnight and then 2 a.m. and then you get to Sunday and it's like the F1's on. Oh fuck, I'm so excited.
Where we watching a Liverpool game?
Which Liverpool game?
First one.
For
9
round
PM,
one.
Who
Saturday.
they're playing against?
Fulham.
Oh, y'all have it.
Yeah, easy.
Sure, we can sit around and chat shit, I guess.
Done.
Yeah, we could do a live
top
potty.
ins.
Yeah, live top bins. We'll record that one on the Sunday night, I guess, or Saturday night even.
Yeah, Saturday night.
Fuck
baby.
yeah.
What are you
sounds
going to
good.
do with the F1 in 2 weeks?
Are we?
We're going on a break for a month.
A month?
Yep.
I thought the mid-season break was like a couple of weeks.
No, this is a month.
Fuck's
So
sake.
this
Bro, they
week-
get so much time off.
So this week is
Ah.
Hungary. And
Yeah.
then it's off for a month.
Fuck's sake, man. Oh, at least Premier League starts.
And
Yeah.
the teams can't touch the car. It's a
What?
new rule. They're not allowed to touch the car. They're not allowed to do simulations. They're not allowed to do anything.
What? Can't even go on the sim.
Nothing.
What? Why?
I do not know.
So they make sure that like, the employees get time off or something.
I have no idea. I assume it's because this is like their summer. It's like their Christmas sort of time, essentially. So I don't.
Christmas
really
is
know.
their Christmas.
Yeah, I know, but like it just the European calendar is that's how they are. Usually it's between July and August. Is
Too
like
bad.
their-
How can they actually stop it? Like, are these cars in the same spot or what?
Yeah. Like they have to pack them down into
They-
containers.
Yeah, and
Right.
they
And then,
store them
like-
in their headquarters, and that's
Yep.
it.
Okay.
That's even like when they get to the track in the morning, they're not allowed to actually work in the garage until like 9 a.m. So it'd be like 8:58 and both teams would be ready
Yeah.
to walk in. Ticks over and they can all walk in,
If
unpack
they
their bags
if they
and get
stay
into it.
back too late, for example,
well,
a lot
yeah.
of the cars that like they crash in FP3 or in quali, and they need to fix the car because it's completely written off or something, they cop a massive fine for actually going over hours. So I'm
Right.
pretty sure not last year. Or the
But then
I
they
think
actually
it's-
get to race
Yeah.
because their car's
Yeah.
fixed. So,
So
they cop the
you
fine.
had the
But-
trade off, but I think it was last year or the year before where Max was in the war maybe 4 times in a year, and it was like car written off completely. They copped so many fines, but because he was like always up there, it didn't make any difference to them.
Yeah, that they didn't win constructors, but they came second last year, didn't they? Yeah,
in
Mercedes,
the team, yes. In
Mercedes
the team,
won constructors.
Yeah,
So, but like they were competing for the team's first place. So you just go, fuck it, we'll cop it because the amount of money you make from first to second is huge.
yeah.
Like how much first place wins like 120 million. Don't
I
they?
don't know the exact figure. I
It's
just know the
huge.
discrepancy is not worth the difference.
No,
Right.
it'd be
You
like
want number one. That's all you want. P1,
yeah, that's
baby.
100%. Because let's say first gets 150 million, so second gets like 100 million,
Right.
Yeah.
50 million dollars difference. Holy shit! Yeah, I'll pay a couple hundred
I think
thousand.
now it doesn't look too bad in terms of first, second, third too much because of the capping of how much they can spend and all of that at the moment.
Yeah,
But,
they cut the spending.
but it does go to say that obviously with the new regulations, you try and use as much money as you possibly can
Yep.
to get the best
Yeah.
out of your car.
Yep, of course. Sweet. Awesome. I think it's tough to talk about F1 mid-season because so much shit's happening. We could honestly spend a full hour and a half to talk about F1. But honestly, I think we summed up France there. Charles fucked it into the wall. Ferrari fucked the team orders because they don't even know what they're doing. They're telling their own driver to pit when he's currently battling for third place, literally overtaking third place. And his team's like, in his ear, he's getting pit now. He's like, no, I'm literally driving as we're like overtaking, like battling someone. Oh man, it was dumb as shit. Mercedes on double on the podium. Haven't heard that in a while.
Good result for Mercedes.
Great.
What's your preview for Hungary? Who do you reckon top 3?
Oh man, the top 3 has got to be like what?
I reckon
Verstappen, Charles, Checo. It has to be.
I reckon Hamilton win. I reckon Perez second.
Yeah.
And I
Where's
reckon
Max?
I reckon Sainz third. I reckon Russell's gonna chuck a Bottas and take out Max.
I was gonna come across it.
And Hungary repeat from last year.
No. That's the entire time. Where's Max? Yeah, fucking Russell's done that one. It's all good. Don't worry about it. But no, it's great. The season's been incredible. As stars absolutely line for just such an entertaining season, especially for all these new fans like myself. So I'm glad to have joined your F1 world, Ricky, because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Every time the race kicks off now, I know you're watching it. So as soon as it starts, I was like, I'll message Ricky and I chat the entire time. I'm like, glad.
Yeah.
I got something to talk about this because it's awesome.
Oh, it's so good.
I love it. And the race has been good our time. They've been like 11 p.m. on a Sunday night.
Not
So,
too bad.
I go to bed at like 12:30. I'll do that anyway. I'll work from home, so
Yeah.
no stress.
Not much of a difference.
Not much of a difference. So no, it's all good. But other than that, I think we'll wrap it up there. Solid epi for our first one on camera.
Big one in facilities.
Big
Done
one.
and dusted.
No, great. Look, if you stuck around this long, appreciate it. If you are watching this on YouTube, comment, I guess. Oh, they can do that there, hey?
Subscribe.
Like it.
Yeah,
like
subscribe.
it.
Like
Share
and
it.
subscribe, share it. But you can actually
Ring
comment.
that fucking bell.
Ring that. Bing, 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 bing. Okay, because we actually able to comment now. What do we? If anyone is going to comment, what should we tell them to comment?
Their best and worst transfers, maybe.
Yeah.
Or
Best and worst transfers, and let us know if you've checked your balls.
yes, definitely.
I reckon.
Honestly,
Like, serious.
yeah,
After
as
this,
someone who's never done it, can you put down your experiences in a short story as well? You know, I want to know what it's like and what I need
agree.
to look out for.
If
not-
you are a female or you are from the opposite sex, I'm just so that we can play the advocate for both genders.
Yep.
Check your breasts.
oh yeah,
That's a
no,
good idea.
honestly, no, it's fucking as much as it sounds like we're taking the piss. This shit's scary.
Yep.
Harla's like millionaire. Doesn't matter who you are.
Mhm.
Shit's scary. But anyway, I hate to scale it on the way out. We are doing the FPL League, so that'll be in the description. Check us out. There'll be a link tree for the rest of our socials. If you enjoyed it, share it with a mate. We fixed the sound now, so you can't complain about that shit. I know the camera's there up, but I keep looking at myself in the laptop. So I'll get used to it. Don't worry.
Bit rusty. We'll get better.
You see our TikToks, like them, share them. Let us know there if you checked your balls, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, ciao.
Enjoy having you. Oh, ciao. He's jumped the gun, this guy.
Yeah.
We'll say goodbye on 3, 2, 1.
Ciao.
See.
We know what's up.